For tonight's announcements, as you can probably tell, we are absent always Turtle, but she will be back next week. And another thing worth noting is that in 2 weeks' time, there will be no episode of Curse of Strahd, just because I'm away for once. For once, I will be doing something outside of playing D&D, so I'm afraid to say I won't be here. But we will have a show for you. It will be both live streamed and uploaded onto YouTube. But it is the 3rd episode of our Yawning Portal campaign. So for those of you who haven't seen it, Connor DMs it and I play instead. So it's more traditional D&D with more sort of a dungeon delvey vibe to it. The previous episodes are available on Merchant's YouTube channel to watch if you haven't seen them already, but they are by no means a requirement to enjoy the show. It's normally each episode is fairly standalone and can be enjoyed independent of each other, but
you should watch them anyway.
Yes, they are.
If you think this is good, I'm even better.
You just wait for Connor's friggin' kobold voice. You just wait.
Oh god.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I do lots of funny voices, so.
Yeah. Don't want to miss that.
Oh no, you don't.
Oh boy. Anyway. So, last session, the party made their way to the Wizard of Wines, a vineyard within Barovia that they were keen to visit. Their journey took them about 2 days or so, and during it, they found themselves in the middle of some sort of phantom battle. Images of soldiers fighting in a thick fog surrounded them, but it seemed to be incorporeal. And once the mist dissipated, Aramil found a small patch on the ground, bearing the coat of arms of Baldur's Gate, which Godfrey has kindly now affixed to the centre of his armour. They also spent the night in an old church, seemingly long abandoned at the side of the road. They continued on the next day, and once arriving at the vineyard, they met with a family hiding out in the nearby woods, one of them being an old man, claiming to be the owner of the vineyard. He pressed the party to clear out the vineyard for him, as it had been attacked by several druids who he claimed worshipped Strahd. The party made their way stealthily towards the vineyard, exploring its rooms and clearing it out room at a time of druids and other plant-like creatures, and we now join the party, still inside the vineyards, moments after them just clearing out another section. So, Connor, are we already on the battle map? Is everything good to go?
We can be on the battle map.
Yeah.
Would you like to be on the battle map?
Yes, if you'd like to move.
We're on the
there.
battle map. There you
go. So yeah, you guys are just catching your breaths after felling some of the foul druids within this place, and what would you like to do?
Godfrey, where are the other two?
I don't know. I pretty much stood in the center and listened. I'm pretty sure I saw Layson jump down a hole, though.
Oh, God. Why? Okay, well, we'd better... Yeah, sure. All right, we better go find him.
Yeah, all
right.
Hey,
Layson, we should probably reconnect with the others. We're downstairs.
Yeah,
probably not great.
I like numbers. Let's find them quickly.
Okay. Just as a reference for both Layson and Niralos, the druid that you felled down there beside the wagon dropped a staff that seems a little bit different than the regular ones. It's giving off wisps of black smoke, and there's some sort of foul, evil aura around it.
If I recall correctly, I think I said I picked it up.
I think you tried to pick it up, but I just don't think you quite had enough time to do it because you tried to pick it up during combat.
Right.
So what would you like to do? Are you guys going to reconvene first?
Pick it up. Do it.
I will...
Give him the dark magician staff.
Let's see. What do I have with me? I would like to take out my normal clothes and attempt to grab it with the normal clothes essentially acting as like a glove.
Okay, sure, I'm with you. Yeah, so you wrap just an old shirt around your arm and reach down and grab hold of it. And as you bend closer and grasp it, you feel almost this urge to gag as this foul, almost disgusting odor washes over you. You can very much feel that there is an evil essence to this staff, but great power.
Okay, I will finish wrapping it up, and I will affix it to my backpack.
Sure.
So I'm not holding it anymore.
Okay. So now you just give off a small little trail of wispy smoke as you walk.
Might come in handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if
I would just
nothing else, I'm gonna walk upstairs.
Sure.
I was going this way.
Oh.
You both go sort of roundabout ways.
You guys go, all right, we better find him. And you just both walk in opposite directions. Nice.
Yeah, I'd make my way back to the middle, so I guess I'd see Neuralize.
Okay, so yeah, you guys all reconvene in the central chamber, the brewing vats.
Hey, Neuralos, you're on fire.
I would just turn around and say, "Creepy staff."
Looks dangerous.
Yeah,
Nice.
There's definitely something wrong with this staff. Maybe. Godfrey, do you have any idea?
I'll take a look, but maybe not now. I'm gonna need a little bit of time with that.
Where'd you
Maybe
get
not
that?
now.
It was dropped by one of the druids that Layton and I defeated.
Okay. Yeah, Lokai and Rosalind and Godfrey and I took this room on the left and took out a couple of them, but there's a hallway that keeps going. Maybe we want to finish up here.
Absolutely.
Seems good.
I think there's also a room downstairs we may not have checked yet.
Okay. We can hit that after this. I'll take point then, since Lokai's not feeling very well.
Sure. So I'll just reveal it now. As you guys step around the corner, the doors to the rooms are actually open already. This is where some of the needle blights came out of when you first engaged.
Yeah.
So just for the reference, what's in there? It looks to be just 2 pairs of bunk beds occupying these rooms. And against the western walls of each of them are just 4 individual foot lockers. However, in what would be the rightmost room, there seems to be a rocking horse. But looking at the horse, it does not look like a traditional child's rocking horse. The wood is black, and strips of orange flame are painted across where a mane would be, and the tails and hooves are also seem to be painted in a flame-like fashion.
I lean back to Nearless. That means it goes really fast.
I was gonna say it looks like a Hot Wheel.
Yeah.
While people start around, I'll lean over to Neros and be like, if you hand me that staff, I can start working on it. Shouldn't take too long.
Well,
Just
go ahead and hand it back to him.
I'm gonna sit on one of the beds and ritual cast Identify on it.
Okay, sure. So we'll
Craig,
come back.
I'd like to walk just right up to the rocking horse, I guess. Can I see anything special about it now that I'm closer?
Yeah, there's 2 things you notice. Carved alongside the flaming mane is a name we take to be the name of the horse, and it's
Fast
pronounced
Steve.
No, it's not Fast Steve. It's Beucephalus, I think is how, or Beucephalus. It's spelled Beucephalus, or it could be Beucephalus or something like that.
Phallus.
Sure.
Oh,
Yes, there's
That
no
means woolly.
pronunciation.
Cephalus.
I'll paste it into the cast.
Bucephalus, I would say.
Bucephalus? Yeah.
Bucephalus.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that sounds.
Or
You also-
Bucephalus is also good. I like that.
And you also see carved even smaller underneath the name is a small phrase which reads, "Is no fun, is no blinkski."
No Blinkski.
All right, this horse is kind of setting off some alarm bells for me, but I have no idea. Nerlos, listen, you guys know anything about this?
I think it looks like someone hasn't used it in a while. I think you should give it a try.
That sounds like a terrible idea. I think you should give it a try. You know, I'll stand guard just to make sure nothing goes wrong. I'm your point man.
I'll break out of my spellcasting briefly to be like, I don't think any of you should give it a try.
Yeah, I also agree with that sentiment as well.
I agree. All right.
Okay, well, I mean, we should probably just leave the demonic horse, right? I mean, worst case scenario, we just ask him when we get outside, right?
And perhaps we should, if Godfrey is taking a few minutes, maybe we should as well patch ourselves. I took a bit of a tumble down that hole there, so I could use a rest.
Okay. My only concern is if we stop here for an extended period of time, for even a short time, we might find ourselves maybe getting surrounded, or maybe one of the druids might get away. I'm not sure. Nothing bad might happen. I'm not sure.
I'm not going to
inclined to
take
agree
too
with
long, but
Aramil.
What was that, Nearless?
I'm inclined to agree with you.
Okay. We can do democracy on this one. I mean, nothing. How bad are you looking, Layson?
a little bloodied, but nothing too bad. Nothing I can't deal with, and I'll just immediately cast Healing Word on myself.
All right.
Okay. Unfortunately, I never learned any of that healing magic, so can't be
And
much help.
I healed 7, which is a good number. So there you go.
Okay.
Can I hear anything beyond this door?
Make a perception check.
Gonna use this. Net 20?
Nat 20.
Wow.
Waste of a net 20.
This early.
You confidently you hear nothing, but not in the sense that your ears are blocked. This is how there's anything in that room beyond.
Can I try the door?
Sure, yeah. It opens. It's not locked. Do you wish to open it?
I'm gonna peek inside.
All right. Well, I'll just reveal the whole room because there's nothing spooky inside it. It seems to reveal what looks to be a kitchen and dining room. The room contains a rectangular table surrounded by 8 chairs in the center, and there's an L-shaped cupboard in the top right-hand corner that you can see with a floor-to-ceiling pantry inside it. And next to the pantry, you can also see there's a small iron stove. That appears to be it.
Can I look out this window and see if anything is amiss in the vineyard?
Sure, yeah. You got that roll 20. Roll 20. Whoa, branding. You got that nat 20 earlier, so we'll just carry that over. Yeah, just looking out, you don't see anything. You just see the vineyards and the fog swirling around them, but doesn't seem to be anything creeping about.
I would say to Layson, who's in this room, I'm wondering where the other 3 druids are. We've been through a lot of this house, and it's a little too quiet.
Well, we can only hope that they're already dead if they're that much of a problem.
I'll lean over to Godfrey. And sorry, Greg. Were you?
Well, I was going to say that it seems to have finished your identify spell. Unless were you about to ask how long you had left there, Animal? Or
I was about to say, Godfrey, how much longer do you have left?
Right,
They're leaving us.
3 seconds. Go
away.
So, just for more in-depth description of the staff, while you've been looking at it, Godfrey, it's a thick branch of gnarled dark wood with strips of pale cloth wrapped around the shaft. From the tip of the staff emanates this constant stream of black, wispy smoke, and being so close to it for an extended length of time makes you, as I said, almost want to gag with the aura that surrounds it. But I shall now reveal what it does. I'll post this into Cast Jazz, but I shall also read it out. So the staff is called a Goltheus staff. It's rare and requires attunement, and it has a few features, which I shall now read out. So its evil makes beasts visibly uncomfortable while within 30 feet of it. And the staff has 10 charges and regains 1d6 plus 4 of its expended charges daily at dusk. If the staff is broken or burned to ashes, its wood releases a terrible, inhuman scream that can be heard out to a range of 300 feet. All the blights that can hear the scream immediately wither and die. It can also do something called the Vampiric Strike, so the staff can be wielded as a magic quarterstaff, and on hit, deals damage as a normal quarterstaff, and you expend 1 charge to regain a number of hit points equal to the damage dealt by the weapon. And each time a charge is spent, red blood oozes from the staff's pores, and you must succeed on a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw or suffer 1d6 points of psychic damage. And it has Blightbane, which is while you are attuned to the staff, blights and other evil plant creatures don't regard you as hostile unless you harm them. So, there's a few things, but it's also quite evil.
Yeah. I'll look up at Armel and be like, well, it's an evil plant staff, which is a new one to me. You're muted.
I love that every time.
Whoops. Okay, well, evil plant staff is the new one to me. I mean, what do we do with it? Do we destroy it? Do we
I think it's
sell
relatively
it?
safe to use, but we might want to keep an eye on it. I might use it for now, though. I can definitely control it.
Yeah, as long as you can control it and that thing doesn't control you or anything, will be fun.
Well, if it controls me, you won't know for long, so, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll just break it if it seems too evil.
Sure, yeah. I mean, use it till it's evil, right? Use it if you got it. All right, we should probably go catch up to these guys.
I'm going to.
They're like powering ahead of us. they asked you to look at the staff, and then they just immediately took off out of the room after
I
they
know,
handed
they're
it to
so
you.
rude. I tell you, never learn the identify spell because people start doing this. It's terrible.
Yeah, you know, I have this vague feeling that in a past life, I too have felt this pain. Anyway,
Yeah.
we should probably get
Well, hey,
Old soul.
I'm going to open this door if it's available to open. Like,
The door to your south there, Layson. Okay, sure.
Yes.
You open that door, yep, and it just reveals a long corridor
Oh wow.
that extends off to your left.
I'm gonna
Holy
look down the corridor. Is there a door to the room next
Yes,
to
yes.
me? Gotcha. Oh, I'm gonna go to that door.
Oh, you mean, sorry, the
No,
room above
I
you.
meant that
There's
Oh,
no,
I see.
sorry, I thought you meant the door at the end. No, there's
No.
no door to that room. My mistake.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was at this door trying to listen yet again.
Okay, so again, we'll just cover the nat 20. You hear nothing within that room.
I'll,
Open the
I'll try and
door.
open it.
Okay, door opens and reveals just a bedroom that contains. So it has a four-poster bed in it. Its headboard carved in the likeness of a giant raven. A soft black rug covers the floor between the bed and the door, and in the corners of the south wall stand two slender wardrobes with a tapestry of a church hanging on the wall between them. Beneath the tapestry sits a handsomely carved rocking cradle. To the north, under a window, is a plain desk and chair. Other furnishings include a wooden chest and a freestanding mirror in a wooden frame.
I'm gonna look
Right.
at the
Huh.
cradle, see if there's any names or anything on it.
No, there doesn't seem to be. Nothing
Inscribed. Eh?
No, nothing inscribed.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna. I would say to the others. So, we have a little bit of a mystery to solve. That's the thing we're looking for here is hidden in wood and sand. Anybody know any particularly woody, sandy things?
In a
I
vineyard.
feel as if we should finish clearing out the entire home before
Doesn't
we...
seem like anyone's here.
You did mention earlier, Layson, that there was a ground floor room we missed.
Yeah, when
There's
we...
a couple, actually. And just in the interest of speed here, guys, I'm just going to show them all to you.
They're all empty.
There's nothing left.
What the
Oh,
hell?
Just say, just to speed things along a little bit, so you guys aren't creeping about. So if you guys just want to pick any of the new rooms that have been revealed, and we can talk about what's in each of them first.
Go
One
to
was
Sure,
that
we'll
one
go to
first,
cellar.
Layson?
Oh,
Yeah,
sure,
the
please.
biggest one.
Yes. Okay. One moment. I should have been ready for that.
Well.
Because this is on another page, and I've got to scroll back. Okay, so this room is just rows of new barrels, and they seem to give off the smell of fresh wood. And there's a narrow stone staircase that spirals upwards in the southwest corner, but there seems to be nothing else of interest in that room.
Huh.
So, out of just the sake, for my own sake, Godfrey, can you read what Madam Eva said again? I don't have my notes on me.
Sure thing, you lazy bastard. It says... Hang on, I got a few notes here. Look to the Wizard of Wines. In wood and sand, the treasure hides.
Wood and sand. What is wood and sand in a vineyard of all places? Like wood, I get it, barrels, but I can't really think of anything that would do with sand.
Something we could do is worst case scenario. If we can't figure it out, we can go back to the owner, that kind of crotchety old man. and
Oh
just
yeah, he
tell-
promised to tell us about it if
Yeah, we
kill-
can tell him that we took care of the druids, and then just say, "Hey, the druids are gone."
But imagine the satisfaction of going back to him being like, "Yeah, we figured it out. Don't worry."
That's true.
That is more valuable than anything.
Well, okay, maybe
Maybe
not quite that, but yeah.
Craig, I know that you said that this bottom right cask,
I smashed that open.
like
Yeah,
exploded.
it's been shattered apart, really.
Nothing other than splintered wood, eh?
No.
Darn.
There was that one room where we found the sand and the weird fungus that we thought was probably where they kept their barrels.
Cooler.
Yeah, like a cooler, basically. Do we
there
maybe
wasn't
think it's-
anything in there. I had a look around.
Would your detect magic have gone through the ground? Would it maybe be buried?
To a reasonable degree, yeah. Unless they really wanted to bury the thing, in which case we're probably not getting it back anyway.
Yeah, probably not. Okay. So maybe we
Perhaps
go
best-
talk.
That might be the best idea.
The other thing is too to remember, Nearlos, you said there were 6 of these, right? And the old man also confirmed 6.
That's what he said. Yeah.
He said he saw half a dozen.
And we killed 4?
4, yes.
So what happened to the other 2?
Maybe they took
they
something.
fled.
Maybe are they maybe still out on the grounds? We didn't do a full sweep of the grounds, did we?
No, we can't.
I would
beeline
like to
straight this
recheck
building.
the 2 horses.
Sure. What are you?
What are you hiding, horses?
I just want to see if they're still there.
Yeah, if you open up the stables, yep, they're still there.
Interesting.
I think we should go back and talk to the crotchety family.
I agree.
Tell them that their druid problem is
Yeah.
no longer in their house.
Maybe they saw him run away. Maybe we can track him down because we'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nowhere on the battle map to go, so I'm just gonna fall off the map.
Okay, so you guys are moving off. Okay, sure. So we'll come off the
Oh,
battle
yeah.
map then. And just give me a moment. Okay, so you guys set off back into, and I assume you're heading back to the place where you saw them the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys head back from the vineyard towards the woods where the family was holed up, and as you approach, you can see the older gentleman is standing by the edge of the forest, leaning against one of the trees, and he sees you approaching and eyes you as you approach and says, "Well, how'd you get on? They all dead?"
The 4 that we saw, yes. We sweep the entire house.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Well, so if you don't mind me asking, so how sure were you that you found or that you saw 6? Was it a rough estimate or you counted 6?
Well, they were sick when they first attacked, aye.
Do you have any horses kept at that house?
Aye, we got 2, aye.
Okay, good. That rules out that theory.
There were only 4 in the house. We took care of them. We took care of all of the hostile things that they had under their control inside. However, 2 of them are missing. And we get the feeling that we're not sure where they went. Do you maybe even have a general direction that these druids kind of like to hide in?
They come out further from the south, but we don't follow them out there. That's their land.
Yeah, I
You
don't
don't want to
blame
go
you.
chasing after them. But if the house is clear, let's head back into it. And he kind of calls out to his family, extended family in the woods behind him, and they kind of come out from behind tree trunks and gather around, and he says, "Let's be off." And he starts heading back towards the vineyard.
I follow.
Yeah, one thing just as we're walking, I just want to keep an eye out, Craig, just to make sure that there are no twig blights that I see seemingly still around.
Make a perception check.
That is a natural 19. And then I think plus 3, plus 4, 23.
23. Yeah, you don't see any left, any patrolling or moving around.
Okay.
Okay. So eventually the family returns to the vineyard, and as they do, the older one seems to start calling out orders for them to fix up areas that are damaged and doors that have been kicked in and a large vat that has been blown apart. He kind of scoffs and shakes his head up and moans about that will take a while to fix. Things like that until there's kind of a bustle of activity within the... I'll turn off this kind of dreadful music. We'll go into something a little bit
I
more.
don't know, I like a heavy sense of dread when I play.
Yeah. No.
The
So
longer
he
you hold
begins-
the note, the more dread.
Yeah.
So they begin to spread out and begin to right what you would guess to be the wrongs that have been done to the vineyard. They put things to right. They begin to tidy up, and the older man calls out for a fresh batch to begin production. And he turns to you all as you're all sort of gathered within and says, "I think it's time we had that wee talk, aye?"
Yeah,
think so.
Put that deal.
That would be pertinent.
Okay.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Oh, having trouble.
Oh,
connecting.
sorry, I left my detect magic on. It does that after a while. It gets a little frazzled.
Sorry, what did you say before Connor? I missed
I
it.
just said it'd be pertinent to talk, but I'm
Okay.
having trouble connecting. So no.
Aye, why don't we head up to the kitchen and we'll get a bite to eat and warm ourselves after being outside for fucking 2 days. Anyway, so he leads you upstairs and puts on the kettle and says to you all as you're going to gather in, take a seat.
I take a seat.
You take a seat and gather round, and after a few moments the kettle boils and he begins to tea for the lot of yous. I appreciate the help.
I'll take some tea, thank you.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you. We were
Sure. So he dishes out the tea to all of you. There's no sugar or milk or anything like that. The tea, if you drink it, is quite bitter, but it's warm at least. And as he sits at the head of the table and nurses the mug, he says, "So, I guess that you lot aren't from Barovia, aye?
Aye.
What makes you think
Adventurers.
that?
I've seen your like several times before. And my family has helped your like several times before.
Oh,
So then you know why we're here.
Well, there's none that have come bold enough to ask for the... Hold on.
for the AK-47 of Torm,
A small tank of attack.
the Predator missile of the Lightbringer.
+1.
Anyway,
Oh my god, Craig's gonna kill all
Gonna
of
be
us.
something way worse.
the holy symbol of
Oh.
Ravenkind is what you're after.
Not even a gun.
It's not. It doesn't sound like it could be a gun, but it doesn't seem to be. And he says, "It's an item has been in my family for a generation, and I'd be curious as to how you first heard about it. It's not a secret we're keen to spill."
It's what Madame Ava said. She seems to know things that she shouldn't. She did that to me, too.
Aye, that
Yeah.
Vistani woman. I have heard tell of her seeing abilities, but
She knew things about us that she shouldn't have the moment we stepped into her tent.
aye, there's something no right with her. When I was a wee bairn, she was in her prime. As a wee child, for anyone who doesn't know.
What my nana used to call me. There you
A
go.
wee bairn. So aye, she's been around a while. Ageless.
Huh.
What?
Ageless. She was pretty old.
Yeah. She was looking, like my friend said, pretty old when we saw her. Probably towards the end of her time.
Aye, she's looked like that as far as I know.
So how do you think she knows these things?
I don't know. Those Vistani are, at least some of them, are more than just happy-go-lucky folk who live in the moment. Some of them have powers, in a sense. There's rumors that they can cast curses and the like, but I'm not exactly sure how it works. Nonetheless, we're getting a bit too involved in Madame Ava, and I don't care about the daft bint too much. The holy symbol of Ravenkind. I'm willing to part with it and give it to the lot of you, but there is a clause.
Okay.
We, or rather, my family, were known as the keepers of the feather. We've long lived in Barovia, and we have worked hard in ways that we can, and in secret, to undermine Strahd. Long have we guided adventurers like yourselves to hopefully one day see him gone from this world, but none have succeeded thus far. But what means to say you lot won't be different, eh? You've got the makings of heroes, maybe? I don't know.
We're not dead yet.
Yeah.
Aye. But you're no
If
the
you-
first to last a wee while, at least.
Yeah.
Hey,
if you
Noah.
don't mind me asking, have you given this holy symbol to other groups? And if you have, how have you gotten it back from Strahd?
It always finds its way back to us, somehow. And we keep it hidden here, waiting for new groups like yourselves to arrive.
So,
I assume
if
the
this
way.
is... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
One at a time,
Oh.
please.
I assume that if it comes back to you, it has to have some type of magical ability. Why it?
What do you mean by why it?
What?
The
What does it do?
He kind of, at some point, one of his family members have come in and he's whispered to them, and one of them returns with an item. And it looks to be some sort of neck or large pendant, I guess would be the best way to describe it. It's the symbol of a large sun with a bright red gem in the center of it, and carved within the metal surrounding the gem are the symbols of flying ravens. And he places it with great weight in the center, and he says, "See for yourselves." And just to save the cast identify, wait 10 minutes, I'll just read out what this one does.
See for yourself, I just stare at it for 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah, we just sit here silently for 10 minutes whilst we do that.
give me a moment.
So we'll say 10 minutes past, you fill the time with idle chit-chat or whatever. So I'll paste for you guys in the cast chat once again. Oops, no, that's a direct message. There we go. So it's a wondrous item and legendary, and it requires an attunement by a creature of good alignment. The holy symbol is a platinum amulet shaped like the sun with a large crystal embedded in its center. The holy symbol has 10 charges for the following properties, and it regains 1d6 plus 4 charges daily at dawn. The first thing it can do is hold vampires. As an action, you can expend 1 charge and present the holy symbol to make it flare with holy power. Vampires and vampire swarm within 30 feet of the holy symbol when it flares must make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, a target is paralyzed for 1 minute. It can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns to end the effect on itself. Then it can also turn undead. So if you have the turn undead or the turn unholy feature, which I don't think anyone does, when you present this holy symbol using that feature, you can expend 3 charges. When you do so, undead have disadvantage on their saving throw against the effect. So it's kind of like a buff for clerics or paladins, I think, which unfortunately no one is. The one paladin you had is now gone. The other thing it can finally do is sunlight. So as an action, you can expend 5 charges while presenting the holy symbol to make it shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. The light is sunlight and lasts for 10 minutes or until you end the effect.
I'll explain that briefly to the party.
Okay.
But I assume I have it if I've been identifying it, right?
Yeah, you've got it.
I'll give it to Aramil, and I'll say, You should wear this. I'd trust a soldier of Baldur's Gate with this. It's a powerful artifact.
Thank you, Godfrey. And I will put it on.
Okay.
Huh? I'll say to the old man as well. Should the other druids return, hopefully there's a way for you to get word to your son, and we could perhaps finish what we started if necessary.
Aye, that brings up my next point. As I said, our names are the Keepers of the Feather, and there's more to us than just an interest in the ravens. And with that, his entire appearance changes until he becomes almost a bird-like man. Black feathers cover his face, and a large beak. His hands remain human-shaped, but feathers adorn the backs of his palms and stuff. And essentially, he is half man, half raven. And he says, "Aye, so we can do this, and we could turn into wee ravens as well. And some of the ravens of the land, they heed our words. We have no problems getting information and traveling subtly across."
But hang on, we were told that Strahd gave your family this vineyard.
Aye, generations ago. Long
Surely
time
he
ago.
knows of this power, right?
No. And that's something that I must swear you to. You cannot let him know of our existence, or any hope. If you fall, we can always help the next group. But if he learns of our existence, my family will be eradicated, and hope leaves entirely.
Do I believe this?
Make an insight check.
I know we hate insight checks, but
No. I'd say it's fair enough. You spent a little bit of time with this guy.
sorry, let's check my insight. Okay, +1. That is okay. It's an 11.
An 11. You can't tell.
Well, you've offered your help to me as best as I can tell, and you've seemingly been forthright. So you have my word that I will do what I can to help you. But one thing is, all of the locals believe that the ravens help Strahd and give information to him.
Do
Did
they?
you spread that rumor?
No. And has anyone actually told you that, Aramil?
I believe I've been told multiple times now that the ravens are like Strahd's creatures, and that all of the ravens that I've tried to talk to don't respond because Strahd and evil and...
I will say, I don't think any NPC has disparaged ravens to you. I think that may be an assumption. Because of the way
well,
they've acted around
I
you.
will say that Scarecrow didn't like them.
That's true.
He
We
hated
have
those
had
fuckers.
one negative encounter with the raven because one of the last witch that got away turned into one.
Okay, well, never mind then. I guess so far I've assumed that people were kind of lumping the ravens and Strahd together. But if the ravens respond well to you, some of them do, that could potentially work. I have an ability to communicate with most animals, so we could even potentially... I could give you an update if necessary.
We'll be the ones giving you updates. Don't try and talk to the ravens. They are a fickle lot.
Hey, you guys seem to be pretty magically endowed, which is a awful phrase. But what can you do? You know anything about magic in this land? In case you didn't guess, I'm a wizard.
Oh, you don't say.
All
I
right.
have guessed as much.
Yeah. The 10 minutes of chanting and identifying the amulet probably gave me away. But, yeah, I was just wondering if you might know why a few of my spells have been, we'll call it, skeletally misbehaving when I cast them. I'll summon my mage hand in front of him.
Oh, you bugger.
No, it's not like here, like it's like bang.
He says, I don't know. We don't really have magic apart from the ability to change our
You're
shape.
half a raven. You definitely have magic.
That's the magical powers we have in their entirety.
Huh.
It's like a birthright.
Not quite.
Now, I noticed that there aren't very many mages around. I keep hearing about a wizard that started a rebellion or something, but day to day, I'm not really seeing any, well, mages.
No, I believe they were probably one of the first things Strahd eradicated from this land.
Oh,
When,
good.
so,
Yeah,
glad.
makes sense, right? Those would be the ones that would pose the greatest threat to him.
I'm assuming
So
I should stop wearing a robe then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's probably not gonna like you very much, Godfrey.
Well, I've got to change of clothes, thankfully. I mean, I'm not going to change now if you're all looking at me.
Yeah, I please don't. All right.
I know this might be a little pointed, especially since your family's vineyard has, from what we can gather, magical abilities to keep grapes running, but
who the hell told you that?
You brought this up last time. It was your boy.
Why, that's
your
right.
brother.
It was Daniker. No, that's his wife.
Oh,
Daniker's husband, whose name I have forgotten.
Erwin is my
Erwin.
son.
Erwin, that's the one. Yeah.
Aye, that daft bugger. Aye, he shouldn't have told you that. But I can't explain the exact workings of those gems. And, well, there's only one left now. At least I hope there is.
Where have the others gone? Stolen by druids?
Aye, there was one, well, there's one that was gone before even I was born. It used to produce our finest vintage, but long lost to time. I tried it when I was a young man and have not tasted its like since.
Oh.
The second gem, about 20 years or so ago, it went missing. And Erwin, the dafty, was on watch that night, keeping eyes on the vineyard, and it disappeared right under his nose. So, as for the third one, it's still out there as far as I know.
the only reason I bring it up is when we talked to Madame Ava, she told us to look to the Wizard of the Wine, or Wizard of Wines, in the wood and sand. Treasure hides. Is there any sand around this
Oh, yeah,
area?
well, it's interesting you mention that because the icon of
Ravenkind.
Ravenkind that we just gave you, we could keep that in a barrel of sand. in the room we blow the glass for the bottles. So should be right on that account at least.
That's at least good to know.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you entrusting this family heirloom to me, and I will do everything in my power to bring it back, as will the rest of us.
I'm not worried about it coming back to us.
That's true. Well, I don't mean to be pointed here, but does anyone else have any other business?
I'm wondering if he knows anything else.
Yeah,
Like,
do you have any advice for us? Like, honestly, you're, well, not the first, but one of the first friendly faces we've met here. And you obviously have a little more knowledge than a lot of them.
We're one of the few who, well, not openly, but we at least try to oppose Strahd. For advice, well, I don't know what to say. If the information Madam Ava has given you has led you to one thing that can help, follow that. Seems to be your best line.
I got a question, actually.
Good.
What do you know about scarecrows that like killing ravens?
Aye, we're familiar.
Oh god, he knows them. I've been wondering about this for ages. Feels like weeks.
Aye. I'm no sure of the source of them, but they've been appearing over the past few months or so, killing our kind. Or, well, not my kind exactly, but our allies.
Oh, so I should be blowing them up when I see them?
If you could, aye, we try and deal with them, but they will respond if you attack them.
Yeah.
They're
I
quite
think I
vicious.
could probably respond more, but...
Aye. Fire is generally the best thing we found to work against them.
I was going to deploy lightning, but fire will work too.
You don't happen to know of any nearby marshes in the area, do you?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I'm jumping everywhere.
Here's a bit of paper. Paint us an entire map of
Yeah.
Barovia. Thanks.
He's a big crocodile fan. He wants to see some.
Hold on, I'm just working out where it is. Because there is a marshy area. I didn't anticipate this question, John.
Yeah.
I
You've got me.
apologize. He's the only
Li-
person. who knows
Listen.
better.
Can you
He's
just
bloody done him.
listen, Craig? Can your guy just tell us everything about Strahd and which
Do
way?
you just want all my notes? Do you
Yeah,
guys?
that'd be good.
Actually, can you just send me a copy of the handbook?
Yeah,
the
sure.
Strahd book.
Okay. Well, it's a marsh now. There used to be a town, 30 years or so ago, called Berez, but it was flooded by Strahd, they say. I can't tell you why, but the land there is flooded. It might be swamplands.
He can
Does
flood
anyone
a
live there?
town?
Aye, he has power over the land itself in some way.
Huh.
Well, that's terrifying.
Yeah, just
Yes,
a bit.
yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay. That might be our next line.
Oh, also, I broke one of your giant kegs. One of your fermenters, sorry.
The keg, I'm not too concerned about. As for going to Berez, I'd put it off for a wee while. Multiple times I've sent people to take a look at it, and they've never come back. Something foul inhabits that marsh. Something foul and powerful. So,
All right.
maybe build your strength a little bit before taking it on.
Not to be meta or anything.
Yeah, so that was quite on the nose, Mr. NPC.
Thanks, DM. I mean, Mardikov.
Well, I think our next business is to return to the Baron, right? He requested a meeting with us when we were back.
Oh, right.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, we're invited for tea.
For tea. We just had tea. We don't need more tea. I'm kidding. It's 2
Oh,
days away.
Good joke, Layson. You got us.
Got him.
Amazing.
This is why you're the bard.
Aye, if you're heading back to Vallaki, then one last thing I'd ask for you to do. Would you mind bringing a shipment of wine to the Blue Water Inn? As they've been without for a
Sure.
few days now. So I'd appreciate that.
Finally, a use for my land vehicle proficiency.
Well, I'm glad we could find a use for that.
Yeah.
Hey, you said that you'd never had that nice wine since. Hey, try this. I'm going to put my hand on one of the barrels near us and prestidigitation it into the nicest wine I've tasted in the academies.
Okay. So
As a sorry for the kind of destroyed facilities that you might
Okay.
find.
So he drains the last of his teacup, and then with the tap in the keg, pours a little bit. He takes a bit and goes, "Oh, that is lovely. Oh, delicious. You don't have any more on you, do you?"
Well, I can make some more pretty easily for you, but I feel like we might be here a while.
How about I take you on as an apprentice?
Well, after I kill Strahd, I'll probably be looking for work, so I might take you off on that.
It's good, I'll give you that, but it's no champagne de stomp. That was the vintage from my youth.
Champagne dis-
Yeah, that's what it's called. Champagne, Dustompe. Perhaps it's pronounced. I don't speak French, so I can't say it.
Champagne dis stomp.
Yeah, that's probably better.
Champagne.
I can't do that in a strong
Champagne de
Scottish.
baguette.
Je veux
Yeah.
boire
So-
du vin.
Yes.
All right. Well,
I guess back to
I think it's probably time that we head back, unless anyone
Well,
else.
we need
has
to
any-
load up this shipment, right? If we're taking
Yeah,
it.
do we
Well,
got-
it should still be in the cart.
Oh,
it
yeah, it's
was-
in the cart. We snuck in that way. Yeah.
Aye, but before you set off, you're welcome to stay the night here if you need to, where it's a little bit safer than camping out on the roads.
Speaking of that, Craig, what time of day would you say it is right now?
Yeah, it's approaching early evening.
Well, we probably
Might be
should
best.
do
Oh, yeah.
that. We wouldn't
Yeah.
make it far before you had to rest anyway.
Yeah, may as well stay somewhere safer. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Perhaps we can celebrate sort of in you got your vineyard back, yay kind of way.
Well, there's work to be done. The celebrating will come after. We've got to
well.
prepare the next shipment, and so on and so on. It's never ending when you own a vineyard.
Can understand that.
Well, you seem to have it better than a lot of the people here.
Aye, all the wine I could ever drink. Anyway.
I mean, I'd probably want that if I lived here. No offense.
Aye, that's the problem, though, is if we ever run out, who knows what would happen. People look to us for hope, so
Hmm.
let's hope it doesn't come to that. Nonetheless, though, you're welcome to use one of the bunk rooms in the corridor there to bed down for the evening, but I've got to check up on the boys and see how the work's going and make sure everything's settled. So I'll bid you all a good evening. He
All
kinda
right.
stands up and heads back off out, leaving you in the kitchen. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
What time is it? You said it's like early evening,
Yeah, it's
mid-evening?
early evening. So you guys kind of pass the time, whatever, and then sleep if you'd like, or if there's anything specifically you would like to do during that time.
I want to just walk the vineyard.
Sure.
I will offer assistance to anyone who needs it.
I won't.
Okay.
Layson will drink the prestidigitated wine for 3 hours.
I will drink with Layson for 3 hours.
Okay.
We prestidigitation each other's wines to make them taste better and better.
Oh, that's true. You have prestidigitation wine too.
Okay. So Aramil, as you kind of ask some of the other folk around, yeah, they definitely accept your help, that you are moving empty barrels and then moving around filled up barrels down to the cellar, that sort of thing, cleaning up the wooden debris from the blights that were destroyed, and the corpses of the druids are kind of being taken out the back and buried, and just any sort of general task to fix the place up and get the next batch brewing. Nerlos, what was it you wanted to? Just wanting to just patrol through the vineyard, make sure everything's clear? Is it, or?
Yeah, pretty much. Just make sure there aren't any straggling blights or anything.
Sure, if you just want to make me one more perception check.
Sure. All right, that would be a 14.
14. Yeah, as you kind of pass through the vineyard itself, the rows of grapes, you don't seem to see anything that would indicate any blights or druids left hanging around. It looks fairly quiet now and peaceful, and that's about it. And then for Layson and Godfrey up in the kitchen, are you guys just going to be drinking quite happily together?
Well, I would say to Layson, I'd say, so, back in our world, I guess, you're an actor, right?
I'm a playwright. I dabble in music as well, writing symphonies with my wife. It's quite
With
a
your
time.
wife.
Oh yeah, no, me and my two kids, my wife, we all live in a little town off the map, and we just love our life.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll show him, since he wasn't there, the locket with my kids in it.
Sure.
Huh. Nice.
I drew this.
You drew it. Good. That's better than I could do. I mean, let's be real. I got magic. I just cheat at like everything anyway. So I don't really have any
I
talent.
wondered how you won that game of cards.
Oh yeah. No, that was that was a few tricks of the trade, I guess you could say. Magic is a wonderful substitute for talent, believe me.
You know, I totally agree.
Where did you learn magic though? You got some tricks, right?
Yeah, I don't really know. Like, it just kind of came about. It was a feeling, so to speak, when my family kind of started doing this traveling thing. It just started happening, and I've been trying to hone it ever since.
Well,
I've been really reading up recently about some of the magic that you've been swinging. Maybe you can show me a thing or two in a little while.
Well, I teach 2 subjects. One of them is evocation, which you'll probably find more interesting, unless you have a passing desire to learn arcane history as well. So,
you know, I'm not a huge history
everybody
buff.
always says that. They always come to my office, Mr. Goldspark, I'd like to enroll in evocation. I say, hey, what about history of Arcana? Never interested.
No, I'm a more fan of the arts, the pizzazz, the wow factor, so to speak.
Yeah, me too. I talk about, history of Arcana, but I spend all my time on lightning bolts, so.
I understand that. I love how you can sculpt it around people. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, when you teach students, you learn that pretty quickly. After the first time.
Yeah. How long have you been teaching at the academy?
Oh, 30 years by now. I was there about 70 ago. Yep, I have my own funded research now, trying to fix all the problems in the world. And I've ended up here, so I'm not very good at it.
Well, in any case, I'm gonna raise my glass and I say cheers to fixing up this world before we fix our own.
Yeah, shame it seems to be primarily by murder, but, needs must. I'll wink his glass.
Lovely.
And I'll drink the night away and fall asleep.
Yep, sure.
Yeah. So you guys help out, patrol, and just drink the night away until you all head to bed and rest for the evening and complete a long rest and wake up the next morning. What would you all like to do now?
Recharge my spells. Hold on. All right.
Yeah, just give us 1 second for personal maintenance.
Yes, I'd like to refill my explosion slots. Okay. I made it through that entire day on max HP.
Oh, nice.
I was under half.
I took like barely any damage. It was great. Well, I suppose we should be heading back now.
Yes. We'll eat breakfast if they have breakfast, and then leave probably.
Yeah, like most breakfasts here, it's a simple, tasteless oatmeal for those of you without prestidigitation, and those without, it's whatever you.
I eat arrow.
Literally only him.
Enjoy your tasteless.
I will
mushroom.
also make Aramils taste nicer.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
That's
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, nice.
So there you have a lovely breakfast, and as you guys are enjoying it, the elderly man who you have not asked his name yet.
Nope, don't care.
Says, right, the horses are on the cart. It's all ready to go when you are. Are you ready to head out?
I think so.
I think
we won't
so.
take any more of your hospitality.
Well, it's been nice having you, but we've got work to do.
If you ever need help, well, send a message. Seems like
I
you
will-
won't struggle with that too much.
All right, we'll get word to Irwin at the Blue Water Inn if we ever need your assistance again, which we may well do. Druids are sure to be back at some point.
Yeah, I mean, just call on us. We'd come back.
All right, so he kind of leads you through the brewery back towards the area with the cart, and you can see it's all barrels stacked up inside, and there seems to be a crate with some hay in it and a small sack of oats for the horses. They've been tied up there as well. And he says, well, I'll leave you to it then. Best of luck and safe journey.
I will put out a hand to him and say, and you were, by the way?
Davian.
Sorry, Davian or
Davian.
And he's a Mardukov as well, right?
Yes, he is a Martikov.
I'll say, Davian, Aramil, it's a pleasure. Hopefully, we won't have to come back, and there won't be any more problems. But
You'll be
maybe
back.
we'll be seeing more of you. Yeah.
You probably will. Anyway, best of luck to you.
All right, let's get going.
Yep.
Okay.
Andale.
Our
I look
new
at the
lives
carriage
as a
and go,
delivery company.
This
God,
is
I
our
miss
future
portals.
after we beat Strahd. Just back and forth.
You have a teleported Aramil?
I have not.
Oh, it's the best thing ever. I miss it so much.
Don't you appreciate the fine scenery of the country, the smell of grass as you traverse through the woods, the 12% chance that a pack of wolves might jump you at any moment?
Aramil, I'm 133 years old. No, absolutely not. The war lost its novelty about 50 years ago.
Fair
Perfectly
enough.
timed for your lot.
Okay. So with the cart, how would you guys like to travel with the cart? Just out of
I
curiosity.
will sit up on the, I don't know what's called, the bench in front. I
Yeah.
guess.
Ride shotgun.
I'm not
I shall-
holding the reins though, obviously.
I'm riding with the barrels.
Okay, so you sit in the back. Who's driving the cart? Is that going to be you, Aramil? Seeing as you seem to be the only one with the proficiency to do it. Okay. And Neros, where would you like to post up?
I thought that Arabelle would be riding one of the horses. I thought that's how the cart was.
You don't
attached. I
ride a
didn't realize
cart
it was
horse.
so large.
No, you're just like reins.
Just ride a cart by just stepping on the horse. All right, Mr. Horse, time to go.
It's
I
like a
didn't know how
skateboard.
big
You have
the
to
cart
balance on it.
Both legs. Yeah.
Kickflip, go.
You can ride on a horse.
And you could sit next to Layson. in the
Yeah, I'll
back.
just.
So we got the Layson in the back, and then
So-
so near us back there too.
Aramil, if you just want to make an animal handling check for me.
See, Nierlos, this is what I mean when you ride in style. You said that you have it. My driver usually drives this. I've never driven one myself.
Can I add my proficiency bonus since I'm proficient in this?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. That is not my greatest. It's a 13.
A 13. It's you drive the car a fair speed with no grave errors. A little bit rusty at points, but keep it steady and slowly you move along. But at a slightly quicker pace than you did on the beginning journey. You don't have to break for a rest or anything like that. You just kind of keep plowing through. The land passes you by quickly as you all head out into the day. And again, it's going to be kind of following this muddy track. I assume you're heading back to Vallaki, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So you're following the kind of same route you took out back past the vineyard, and then you'll be crossing the crossroads that you first came to, or no, sorry, it would have been the second set of crossroads you came to, and you pass over that, heading towards Vallaki.
How was the sign holding up for the second one?
For the first one that had to be fixed.
Okay.
Is so although it's the first on your path, this is the second one you came to, and that signpost is fine.
We didn't happen to see like a ghost battle or anything on the way home, did we?
So far, no.
Just thought I'd ask.
Okay.
No casual ghost battles.
No, not this time. So as you guys are traveling, is there anything you would like to do as you're kind of passing through the woods? Or
Like to have a nap.
have a nap? Sure. All right, nothing. So the journey continues on, and it's about afternoon. You guys see something further down the road.
It's a scarecrow.
It's not a scarecrow.
It's definitely a scarecrow.
Now I hope this works. This music. Let me know if you can hear it.
I can. It's spooky.
Nice. Lovely.
Nice.
So, ahead of you, further along the road, you can see a shining black carriage with a gold trim on one side of the road, facing away from you. There's a single hooded figure standing by the side of it, looking towards you as your cart trundles forward.
Is this Strahd's carriage?
How do you reverse our cart?
Well, it's not
Yeah,
reversing towards you.
No, how do we reverse this one?
I instantly rein the horses and
Okay.
pull them to a stop. Is this Strahd's cart from earlier?
Yeah, it looks like the same one. You've
Oh
seen.
God!
fuck.
I look over to Godfrey and I whisper really quietly, just to him. Can you teleport us out of here?
No. I can turn invisible, but not all of us. And, that seems a little bit morally questionable. So,
Yeah. Okay, well, there's only one direction.
Hey,
And I think
look, he's met us before, right? This dude could break our necks if he wanted to. He hasn't killed us yet, so...
There's got to be a reason he's keeping us alive. Something.
Exactly. And he doesn't know. Hide that pendant, because he doesn't know you've got it.
At this point, we can just tell him. I'm reaching, crawling on the barrels to say this. We can just say that we've started working for the Wizard of Wine, and we're just...
Right, the problem is Strahd isn't brain dead. I think he might see through that.
Well...
Okay, here's the thing. We'll just don't tell him any more than we have to, and we'll keep our responses short.
Yeah, he's not openly hostile to us. If we're not openly... He might not even be in there. It might be his driver waiting to pick him up. I don't know.
Yeah, from the creepy...
Look, we could just try to ride past.
Yeah, we don't have to stop.
Well, from my understanding of this, Greg, his cart is sort of like horizontally blocking.
No,
our
it's
path,
not.
right?
It's not blocking the road. It is just off to one side of it. You could. There is space for your carriage to pass if you wanted to.
Let's just try slowly passing and see if he talks.
Exactly. I was going to say, I will bring us up alongside him, and I will slow the cart down, not to a full stop, but I will slow us down by his cart. But I'm not going to stop unless he makes us. So.
I want to peek into the cart when we drive that.
Oh God!
I'll reach under the bench and get the sawed-off shotgun.
That is where that term came from.
It is.
All right. Months of Red Dead Redemption heists paying off. Let's do this. All right. Straight.
Okay, so you move the car forward. So you're not going at a breakneck speed, are you? You're going fairly slow.
No, I will say one thing I would like to do, Craig, is I would like to set my bow on the floor by my feet.
Okay. So as you slowly trundle forward, the figure by the side of the cart lowers their hood, and you're about 60 feet or so back from it, but you can immediately see that the figure appears to be an elf. You can see their pointed ears framing their face, and they have long dark hair that falls past their shoulders, and their skin is tanned, much darker than any race of elves any of you have seen before. But as you approach, he opens the carriage door and steps back.
Would I recognize what kind of elf that is?
No.
Ooh.
Absolutely not. There is no change. This is completely unfamiliar to you. However, he opens the door and steps back. And as the carriage leans to one side, a familiar figure steps forth. Strahd von Zarovich.
Just keep driving. Just screw him.
Everybody look down.
So you guys are still a little bit of a ways back, and he stands out and steps onto the side step along the carriage as it kind of leans to one side. And he's dressed similarly to when you first met. He's got a long dark cloak draped across his shoulders with well-tailored and fine clothing on underneath. And he steps down from the carriage with a hand resting on the hilt of a sword at his side, and taking a deep breath, he stands in the center of the road as you all approach. He's not blocking you exactly, but he is standing in your path.
I will bring the horses up to about 10 feet from him, and then I will just bring them to a stop. Okay. And I will... Does he say anything, or does it look like he's waiting?
Yeah, as you get a little bit closer, he says, "Greetings to you all. A fine day, is it not?"
It's not so bad.
Is it a fine day? Is it less bleak than usual?
It's always sunny in Barovia. Oh wait, no, it's never sunny. Sorry.
I'd be keen for a moment of your time, if you'll permit it.
Of course.
As you will.
Okay. Sure. So are you all staying on the cart with the cart stopped?
I'm sitting up on the bench right now. Yeah.
Okay. So he says to you all, "You've certainly made an impression since arriving in Barovia, and I've been keen for us to talk to one another. I do want to first apologize for our original meeting. I'm afraid passions overrule manners sometimes, but I think we're all more than familiar with how that can be."
Of course. It's all forgotten.
I'm glad to know that. And I would be keen to know a little bit about who each of you are, if you'll permit me.
Well, what would you like to know?
I'm interested in your lives before you came to Barovia.
Well, who wants to go? Me? All right. Excellent.
Yeah, Godfrey, all you. You first.
All right. I don't know if you know my name or not.
I'm
name's-
afraid to say I do know your names.
Oh, you do. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I was a magical tutor near Baldur's Gate, if you know where that is. You might have heard of it before.
I'm afraid I have not.
Oh, well, it's a city where we come from. Pretty big, beautiful, actually, by the sea. But yeah, I was a magical tutor, and I suppose you could call it a field archaeologist. And yeah,
Investigating dead things, ruins of the past.
pretty much, yeah. Seeing there's any, lost knowledge.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Were you successful?
Occasionally. Kind of had a long arching project, though, Pretty sure it might have been what accidentally brought me here, but yeah, I found some stuff.
And he looks towards you, Aramil, and doesn't say anything. He just makes eye contact with you.
Well, if you already know my name, but I'm Aramil. I was a soldier in the Baldur's Gate and a military man through and through. I worked to protect my city of Dunrost against monsters and foul creatures that sought to disturb the peace of simple folk trying to live their lives.
A protector, a soldier. And he kind of almost dismisses you with a look before he nods towards you, Layson.
Not really much to say. I created symphonies and ballads, and I dabbled in a little bit of art here and there. I was a traveling entertainment before
that
coming
it?
here.
No heroic deeds. No monsters.
I've written heroic deeds, but to actually do them, I leave that to the actors.
I see. And Nirlos.
I apprehend those who escape justice, and I bring them justice.
Ah, a hunter of sorts.
I prefer the term fetter, but sure.
I see. Well, let me say this. We do not have to be at odds with one another. People like you can always be useful to me. And he says that to the group at large, I should say, not just to Nirlos. But how have you found Barovia? A rancid place, isn't it?
I think there's a lot of, strife, I guess would be the right word. People seem pretty oppressed.
Downbeat, trotted.
Emotionally, obviously, is what I meant.
So between the breaks and kind of conversation, you guys can hear off to the side of the road what sounds to be crackling twigs and leaves rustling. And you can see there's be quite a large number of figures approaching from the road either side of the forest, and their shapes are shrouded in the fog off to one side. But Strahd looks to you all and says, "So what are your plans in Barovia?"
Well, I'd like to leave, mostly with my friend Lokai. She's got a sore throat today, sorry, she can't talk, but yeah, she, I mean, you know that we came here, well, I don't know, perhaps you know why or how we came here, but we don't. And, well, I can only speak for myself and Lokai, but we have unfinished business at home. Nothing
Yes.
personal.
I also have urgent matters.
Well, I'm
I think-
so sorry to disappoint all of you. There is no escape. You are trapped here, and you would do well to make peace with that.
Can I ask you something?
You may ask.
Did you have anything to do with us coming here? Did you summon us or anything of the sort?
I believe time will reveal that to you.
I think that's my answer. Thank you.
Now, a final piece of business before you may continue on your journey. I'm keen to see your martial prowess. And it says that the shapes in the mist off to either side begin to resolve into a multitude of creatures and beasts.
Not if I counterspell them, they don't.
I cast Dispel. No.
Seems to be a multitude of different creatures. There's decomposing corpses scurrying on all fours, their mouths lined with sharp, crooked teeth. Swarms of bats begin to fill the skies and land amongst the trees and the branches. You can see packs of direwolves stalking closely towards you, their hackles raised and eyes glowing yellow. Upright skeletal figures in rusted armor drag themselves towards you, their long swords scoring the dirt, and their eyes glowing with an icy blue chill. And hunched over wolfmen lumber, drool dripping from their muzzles, and their long claws gouging deeply as they drag them across trees. But they all come to the edge of the road and stop, looking straight at you all. And Strahd kind of opens his arms wide and says, "The land has risen against you, and I would like to see how you fare against them. And let me say this, there is no choice. It is do or die." And before we jump to that combat, we'll go ahead and take a break here.
Fucking Strahd, what a dick, honestly. Alright.
As a good knight.
Alright, we'll be back in a minute, everyone. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome back to We're About to Die. Normally Craig does that bit, but you know.
Did you cut in on Justin saying that? That's all right. Well, so as we left the party there, they had just been challenged to mortal combat by Strahd von Zarovich himself.
I would rather fight Shao Kahn right now than this guy.
So I've moved us all onto the battle map.
Let me just zoom out so
Everybody can
people watching can
witness
truly
the hell is
appreciate
Yeah.
the level of fuckedosity that we
So
are.
there's a very large number of creatures that I described there, just in the woods off to one side. And to begin with, 3 direwolves, after a gesture from Strahd, move out towards the center of the road, and they stop there. And it seems everything is waiting for bated breath for yourselves to prepare. So, what would you all like to do?
I'm gonna step off the carriage,
Okay.
taking my bow with me.
I'm going to stay in the middle front of the carriage, so I'm at an elevated position.
Can
I guess
I...
I'll
Oh.
get into the carriage and just so I can see because I was facing the wrong way.
Craig, how are the horses behaving on the carriage?
Well, being near you with the staff, they
Yeah.
are kind of agitated and upset. They kind of whinny a little bit, especially the multitude of creatures who they are obviously quite scared of.
Yeah, we should back up the horses.
Should we cut them free? I don't think we can back them
No,
up.
I think we're just gonna have to hope that they kind of stay. Maybe we can. I'll try and draw the fight away from the horses.
All right, I'm gonna hop off
Okay.
the cart and sort of half hide behind the wheel for now.
Wow.
Okay, so is that how you guys would like to arrange yourselves? Everyone's
Yes.
happy?
I'll go over here.
Okay, so
I'm behind Layson.
okay,
I hope none of these direwolves know lightning bolt.
Yeah. Oh, Strahd gets a turn. Okay.
though I'm just using Strahd for a reference.
Oh, I see. Because people might die. and
They
things
just
might-
rub together and the static from them shoots out.
Okay, so if you would all like to roll initiative as the direwolves begin to growl and
That's
their
not
hackles
bad.
raise.
Oh, it doesn't
Not
suck.
bad
All right.
initiative. Douche.
Well, that's pretty good.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah, no. You should roll ones all the time.
All right. So if you guys want to read out what you got,
I got an
19.
18.
I got a
14.
16.
okay, and it was a 14 for me. I believe, yeah, you've got more. You're first there on Nerolos because you've got more decks than them. So, Aramil, if you'd like to start us off, what would you like to do?
Sure. I will take my first arrow, and I will sort of like flick my wrist and turn it into a hail of thorns, and I will shoot it at the middle wolf. So,
Okay.
hail of thorns is a dex save from all 3 of them because they are all
All
within
3
5
of
feet.
All right,
whoops.
nice.
I accidentally pinged it in the chat.
Okay, so leftmost one gets a 17, middle one gets a 13, and the rightmost one gets another 17. So,
Okay, well, they all saved, so unlucky.
Nice.
But the first one who I just shot at, that is a 17 to hit.
that hits.
Okay, so he takes the 7. So 9 points of piercing damage from the shot.
Okay.
And then they all take half damage because they all saved. That is for them. They all take 3 points of piercing damage as the Hail of Thorns explodes.
Okay.
And then I will go ahead and use my Horde Breaker and shoot at the one to the left
Okay.
for 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. For 6 points of piercing damage. And then I'll use my extra attack and shoot at the one on the left again.
Okay.
You have
Actually-
too many actions.
Yeah. Dude, Rangers, when they get to go first, and all attacks have advantage, and Horde Breaker and stuff. Okay. 15.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. For 9 points of piercing damage to the one on the left.
Okay, yeah, so you pretty much fire off 3 arrows in rapid succession, and the wolves whimper out as they're covered in shrapnel from the arrows, and some of them pierce into them. And that's anything else?
I will go ahead and step up here, just because I don't really want them to hit the horses, maybe. So,
Okay.
and I also just kind of want to be near the horses, so maybe I can try and calm them if need be, but we'll see.
Okay. All right. Layson.
All right, Craig, you're probably going to hate me, But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move just 5 feet upwards.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Fairy Fire in a 20-foot cube that's going to catch the first 2 rows on the right and all 3 wolves, as well as Strahd and his companion.
Wait, sorry, which rows?
It's going to look like this. I'm going to freehand it
All right, okay.
for all intents and purposes. Something like this.
Right, okay. Attack saves for all then.
Dex
Okay.
saves for all, yeah.
Bear with me.
Is that not
Wait,
a
how large
35-foot cube?
I was gonna say, wait, how large is your fairy fire?
Fairy Fire is a 20-foot cube. I might
Because
have drawn it too big.
I think you drew like a 40-foot cube.
Well, it
And
depends. Is it the radius or what?
I'm pretty sure it's always radius.
It
Okay.
says 20-foot cube.
Well,
So is that,
Well, a
is that
20-foot
fine?
cube would be...
yeah, 20-foot cube wouldn't be radius. It would just be you choose a 20-foot
Yeah.
cube. And
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So you've
it's
gone 10 feet too much.
too much. Okay, well, it's the first row then.
keep it in your pants, Layson, all right?
Yeah,
Y'all-
that's good.
Too far.
I'm going to
Good
delete
enough.
it, and if you want to redraw it,
It's 20 by 20 by 20, right? It's a 20-foot cube, so
yes.
Yeah.
4 squares.
4 squares.
Yeah, it's 5 foot
That's
square.
4 squares,
Yeah,
7
same.
years ago.
Oh my god, why can't I draw today? Dude.
It's nervous. Everyone's watching.
Yeah. The old performance anxiety of squares.
Dude. That looks like a square to me.
So are you are you placing that just on the direwolves?
Yeah, let's go something like that.
Oh, and Straddy boy. Okay.
If I can get Stratty Boy just for fun.
Okay, you can try. All right. So is it a deck save for them all?
It's a deck save.
All
Yeah.
right. So
Strahd's about to 30 this deck
all right,
save.
19 for the leftmost direwolf. That's
That's
5 for the middle one,
that fails.
and a 12 for the rightmost one,
That also
and
fails.
then Strad.
Automatically succeeds.
That's a 19.
Saves.
Okay, so it's just the bottom 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, and we'll just use the little vial for fairy fire. There
Awesome.
we go. I'll just delete your
And,
cube. Okay, we're all fixed. What would you like
That's
to
it
do
for
now?
me.
That's it? All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Godfrey.
All right. I would like to... How far can I run? Oh, I can run pretty much perfect. I would like to run behind this large rock here to the side.
Okay.
And I am going to cast a lightning bolt. I'm going to throw it between these 2 wolves. Wait, I can do no snapping. Here we go. I do between these 2 wolves, so it also hits these 2.
All right. Okay.
I'm trying to AoE them down.
Yeah, I'm trying to blow up extra enemies.
Okay. So lightning bolt. That's also another deck save, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for leftmost wolf,
What if
That's
this
it.
aggroes them?
that's a 15 for leftmost wolf.
Okay. That saves. Yeah.
Okay. Middle one is a 14.
That fails.
The large wolf man. Hold on.
We're making this so hard for Greg. So
Sorry,
one
they're
fight,
on
it's everyone at once.
That's an 8 for him.
That
Okay.
fails.
And then for the skeletal figure with the blue eyes and armor, that's a 16.
That succeeds. So
Okay.
skeleton and left wolf take half damage.
Okay.
All right. So this is 6, 17. Oof, that's 26. And okay, not so good. That's 32. 32 lightning damage to big wolf and middle wolf, wolf man and middle wolf, and 16 to skeleton and left wolf.
Okay, give me a second just to update them all.
I hope they didn't mind that.
I hope they didn't aggro.
Yeah, Connor
Okay,
just aggroes all the mobs.
With your bolt striking straight down the middle and going off the road, one of the wolves whimpers out and its fur is completely singed and its flesh is scored as it whimpers and falls to the ground. And you can hear a voice as the smoke kind of clears from that go, most impressive.
Thanks.
Anything else? Godfrey?
I would use my remaining 5 foot of movement to simply step 5 feet backwards.
All right.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Nerolos.
Okay, I am going to take the attack action. For my first attack, I'm going to target rightmost wolf with the fairy fire, and then my second action will be, or my second attack will be the leftmost wolf. I'm going to roll both of them now. I do have advantage on the rightmost.
He's fairy
the
fired,
rightmost.
yes.
For the rightmost, I'm going to apply the -5. Woo!
Sharpshooter.
Well, that's not going to matter. I rolled a 1 for one of them, for one of the things, and then a 9. Math is hard. 9 plus 9, 18. So the rightmost is 13.
13 misses, I'm afraid, as it
darn.
just pings off against the ground next to it.
And the leftmost is a 24.
Okay, that one hits.
All right, so you are going to take 11 damage.
11 damage. Okay, that's enough for that one. So as you fire off a shot, and it's kind of growling towards you, the arrow just goes flying into the back of its throat, and it throws in, and that's the end of it. And anything else?
Nah, I'm not going to blow my action surge yet.
Okay. The remaining direwolf, well, he's just going for it. He's just rushing forward. He's coming towards you, Aramil, and he's going to try and pounce up and bite towards you. Oops, threw that one away. Okay, that's a 18.
18 hits.
Okay, you take 5 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw for me.
Oh, try me, wolf. Famous last words. Okay, no. 26.
26, you're fine. So as the wolf pounces up on you and tries to force you down to the ground, you just kind of shove it right off. And that's the end of its turn. So, Armel, what would you like to do?
Okay. Is it a free action to switch to my greatsword?
Yeah, because it's just a bow you're stowing, right? Yeah, I don't, because I know you can drop the bow and all this kind of fancy stuff to circumnavigate it. Like, I don't really care. So yeah, you just draw your greatsword.
All right, bless you, Craig. Thank you.
That's quite right.
Just duct tape it to the bow. Make a bow sword.
All right, I'll go ahead and stow the bow, take out the greatsword, and I will go ahead and swing at this wolf.
Okay.
First one is a 15.
15 hits. And you have advantage as well, in case you didn't.
Oh, I do? Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and see. Maybe nat 20. Nope, another 15.
Okay.
It was death. 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay, yes, you just gouge deeply along its flank, and it kind of whimpers out.
I will go ahead and just attack it again.
All right.
My second attack for a 25.
Yeah, that hits.
Takes another 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Yeah, you just carve 2 quick slices across the wolf, and you can see blood starts dripping freely from it. It looks to be quite badly injured. Anything else?
No, I think I'll just kind of stay where I am. I doubt this is really possible. I'll just kind of say it, though. I am kind of trying to make sure that the wolf is maybe not able to jump at the horses.
Sure.
He doesn't seem interested in that, but just to be safe.
Okay. Layson.
Sweet. I am just going to take a shot with my light crossbow at the wolf. I rolled a 21.
21 hits.
D8. Where did my D8 go? Oh my god. Give me 3 seconds. Sorry.
Oh my god.
I don't know where it went.
Wait,
Maybe
John,
someone else could have just rolled it for him, or he could have
It's
John,
the
you
rodeo
could
rule.
just
It's an automatic
roll the
one.
If only we had a web
Somehow that
program
happened.
that would let us roll whatever dice we needed to.
I rolled minimum damage just for that.
All right, okay. So how much?
3 damage.
3 damage. Bloody hell, John! All that and that's.
I don't understand where it went.
Anything
And,
else?
I'm just going to look at Nirlos and say, maybe this will help. Let's go. And I'll give him a bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Is that a D6 or D8 now?
It's a D8 now.
D8, okay.
Now that I have one.
Okay. Godfrey.
Well, shit. I guess I'll sneak around, I'll pop my head out my rock, and fire a firebolt at the wolf attacking Aramil, I guess.
Okay, so you'll have advantage on that.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's good, because the first one's a 2. The next one is, however, way better. That is a... It's going to hit, but that is a 26. So,
Yeah, that hits.
Alright. Thankfully, that hits. Where's my d10? Here it is. Alright. That is 12 points of fire damage to the wolf.
Okay. That'll do it. Yeah, so you just lean from behind the rock and just blast off this bright light of fire towards it and just smashes straight into the side of the wolf, and its fur ignites and you can see its flesh become scarred and blistered, and it kind of whimpers out before dying. And that seems to have dealt with them. So with that, you hear a single clap from the far end of the road. You can see Strahd's looking out towards you, and he says, "Impressive, I suppose."
I'm going to yell back at him. This seems unnecessary.
How about something more challenging then, huh? And he gestures towards, and let's see. Okay, so the armored skeletal figures with blue eyes step forward onto the road in a very mechanical and rigid fashion and take up positions. One of them being the one that you hit with the lightning bolt earlier.
Uh-oh. He's not going to be happy with me.
And I think we should probably re-roll initiative for this. I think it's probably the simplest way to do it.
All right.
We kind of exited.
I won't complain.
I don't know what the easiest way to do that is. Since you kind of left and re-entered.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward because it's like right in the middle of a turn order.
Yeah. So we'll just re-roll initiative for the next round.
That's more like my typical initiative rolls. That's a 4 from me.
I rolled a natural 20.
Ooh, nice.
Nice, wasted 20. I like it.
Yes. Well, I will probably go first. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the only one who could beat you would be Nearless. He'd have to nat 20.
Okay, Layson. Yes.
Just
First action.
quickly, I'm going to I don't know what hand or magic signals I would do, but I feel like I would snap my fingers as I cast Shatter in a 10-foot radius, targeting the 2 on the right.
2 on the right. Okay, so what save is that? A con save, is it?
I do believe so. Or is a 10-foot radius and something different now?
That's a radius, yeah.
If it's a 10-foot radius, you could hit all of them, right?
All right, I'll hit all of them. I apologize.
Okay.
I was never good at geometry.
Do it to him, John.
Now, is it a con save?
It is a con save, yes.
Okay.
And if a creature is made of inorganic material, such as crystal, metal, or whatever, he has disadvantage on saving throws.
It doesn't quite apply. So the leftmost one, that's a 15.
That saves.
Second from the left, that's a 22.
That also saves.
The second from the right, is a 6.
That fails.
And the rightmost one is a 15.
That also saves, unfortunately. And so I rolled a 6, a 5, and a 3, which would make 14 damage. And 7 to half.
Okay, what kind of damage is it?
It is thunder damage.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
Okay, so yeah, as you gesture with your hands, there's a crackle of lightning, and all of them suddenly recoil as, in unison, they take damage.
Awesome.
Anything else?
That's it for me.
All right, Aramel.
I will go ahead and run up to the one standing kind of in front of where Strahd is.
Okay.
And as I do so, I will cast Hunter's Mark on this one right in front of me.
Okay.
My bonus action, and then I will go ahead and swing twice at him.
Okay.
For a 26 on the first swing.
26 hits.
And a 25 on the second one.
That also hits.
So they take 11 points of slashing damage on the first swing. And then 15 points of slashing damage on the second swing.
Okay.
And then I will turn to the one to the right that's also in front of me, and I'd like to use Hordebreaker and swing at this guy again.
Okay.
All of the rolls, all of the time. Okay, unnatural 20.
Okay, that hits also.
Craig, you would say that these are not humanoids, right?
I would certainly say that, yes.
Yes. All right. Well, can't blame a guy for trying. 13 points of slashing damage to the guy on the right.
Okay, so as you swing forward with 3 quick slices through them, they certainly recoil and feel the blow, but it doesn't quite land as you would expect it to against their undead flesh. So
Yuck. All right. Well, that's my turn.
okay, Nirlos.
We'll have fun
I'm
with
going
those
to-
four.
Pop off a shot. Each of the 2 flanking the one that Nirlos is, or that Aramel is attacking.
Okay,
That's some self projection if I've ever seen.
So left one is a 25, right one is a 27.
okay, both hit.
All right, so left one. Oh, not used. It's fine. Left one takes 11. Yes, 11 damage, and the right one only takes 4.
Okay, and is that just piercing damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, your arrows pass through their bone and their armor, and it certainly shatters and does damage. But again, they seem to be not fully receptacle to the damage. They're resistant to the damage. I'll just say
Some
it.
type of resistance.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. So just before they start moving, you can see Aramil Strahd standing behind them, and he says, "Very brave to try and hold them all off." Then the first one, directly opposite you, swings with its long sword, and the first attack is a natural 20. Okay.
Oof.
Why you like this, Craig?
Bye, Aramel.
Sorry, one moment. Sorry, it's a bigger dice.
What's
Okay.
messing with your friends?
All right. That's 24 points of damage, slashing damage.
24.
As it swings
Jesus
straight through you
Christ.
and just slices straight across.
Okay.
And then with its next attack,
Jesus.
that's a 24 to hit.
Gee,
Why are you
You
like
had
this?
range, man. We had the range.
I'm not an archer primarily.
Still.
Neither am I, but I'm not running up there.
Okay.
no, it's fine, guys. This is what melee rangers do. They die.
And from this one, oh shoot, hold on, I just moved off the page. It's
Good, the teacher's gone. Run away, like.
it's 9 points of slashing damage as it gets you with another swing.
Good lord.
Then, so that was the first one. The second one moves by your side and again is going to swing at you. The first
30?
attack,
Points of damage from one guy.
the first attack
Not even Strahd.
is a 9, so that misses as you kind of just deflect the blow with your sword, and then a second swing comes in following that, and that one is a 14 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay. The third one moves alongside you, and it also swings overhead towards you. Oops.
Oop.
And that's a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Can I use my cutting words
Oh,
as a
yes.
reaction?
Thank God.
Sure.
What range does that have?
It's a 60 foot. I am within
Nice.
range.
Wow, you got a loud voice, son.
I got a loud voice. As long as they can see me,
You suck.
I'm trying to distract with a
Yeah,
D8
sure.
off of the attack.
So it's a D8 off the attack. Okay.
Are you rolling it?
Yeah. So, or well, I've just rolled it.
Oh,
So
go ahead.
that brings it down to a 14.
Yeah, it does not hit.
Okay. And
God bless your soul, listen.
I can't do it again. So
with its second attack,
20 me, I'd be fine. That nat 20 is brutal.
with its second attack, that's a 23. Sorry, to hit.
If that hits.
Okay.
Just kill me already, Craig. Just do it.
Hold on, I'm just seeing what it would like to do here. 'Cause
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Come to talk with you again.
Okay, Lockin, you take 4 points of necrotic damage. I need you to make a DC, or sorry, no, a Constitution saving. So I'm not going to give you the DC.
oh,
Okay,
That's
I'm good at these.
35.
Okay. Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Okay.
Fails.
Yeah, he's
my
like,
God, if
yeah,
this
sorry.
fails.
No, you succeed, and you, as it kind of reaches out and grabbed onto you with its hand, you could almost feel like your flesh that it reached out and touched began to wither and drain of life, but it didn't seem to be able to do it to you. Then the fourth and final one moves in behind you. So
I thought that was the fourth one.
Yeah,
They
I
are
thought
into-
it was the fourth one too.
No. There's,
Craig, why did you have to nat 20 me? Listen, Craig, if I've ever said any untoward things to you, I'm sorry.
So that one
What do you mean,
is
if?
that was an 18 to hit on the first attack.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, from that one you take 11 points of slashing damage.
I'm down.
Okay, you drop down. So Aramil, as soon as you drop down, all of their heads rigidly turn further towards the party, and the last remaining one moves. Oh no, hold on. He moves from. Let's see. Okay, so he only has about 10. Yeah, there we go. And you hear Strahd from the back going, "A pity. Rashidun, see to him in a moment." He says that, turning back to the elven figure behind him. Godfrey.
Oh yeah, a quick look at my spells. None of them seem to instantly kill Strahd, so...
Just, cast meteor somehow.
Will comprehend languages work? Alright, I'm going to... the one moving towards me is unscathed, right?
No, I think that
Was that
one...
the one that Neurolos hit?
And someone's
I did
hit
a
it.
lot of damage to one of them.
I did at least damage to shatter damage. To
Oh
all
wait,
of
this is the
them.
one who's on the left. That means it's the one that I hit with the lightning bolt.
Yes, he has been lightning bolted and partially shattered.
Okay.
So they are all wounded, and they don't look nearly as peachy as they did.
Okay,
when
I
they first-
will spin up a chromatic orb at the one walking towards me with lightning damage. And it's just an attack roll from me. So that is an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Right. And that is for... There's no save. That is 13, 16 points of lightning damage.
Okay. So as you kind of raise the small jewel in your hands and fire off a blast, it kind of crackles with lightning, and the armored creature shakes and screeches out before it just suddenly crumples to dust and falls down.
Well, that's one. I will simply end my turn here. I'm gonna like duck behind just to be on like sort of snapping. But you get where I am. I'm like on this side of the rock.
Sure.
And I will end my turn.
Lord bless this rock.
Yeah.
Okay. Layson.
Sigmar's very own rock.
I'm going to move up 10 feet and take a shot at the one on the right of of Aramil.
I'm not the one who did it.
Okay.
I would like to
Hard.
take a shot at Neurolos. Thanks.
Hard time. Yeah. I rolled a 15.
15 hits.
Nice. Yeah. 5 and 2 make 7.
Is okay.
7 piercing damage.
Okay.
And,
So again, the bolt just kind of passes through. It takes a few pieces of bone and armor with it, but it seems to have been unfazed mostly.
and for a bonus action, I will cast Healing Word on our fallen comrade.
Hey, nice. How much do you heal him for?
I heal him for 6.
Hey, I'll take it.
He'll be fine.
Yep.
And
God bless.
then I will move back 10 feet and then my turn.
Okay. So, Aramil, you are on the ground, but you feel yourself come back, and you hear, or well, you don't. You all see Strahd kind of hold his hand out in a kind of stopping motion to the elven figure behind him.
And I'll use half my movement to push myself up off the ground,
Okay.
bloody and battered, and I guess.
All you can do is swing for them. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's not really much point trying to step away, so I'm just gonna. By the way, just as a reminder, Craig, I did lose my Snail of Hunter's Mark when I went
Oh,
down.
that's right. Yes, because you lost concentration.
I will go ahead and Actually, wait, is this an action? Sorry. Whoops. I keep
Whoops.
pinging, don't I? Yeah, whatever. Okay. I'll recast Hunter's Mark on the top one. And then I'll just
Okay.
go ahead and make 2 swings at him.
Go ahead.
Whack.
Okay. Yeah, that's the sound it makes. I have a pool noodle for a weapon. All right.
Oh.
21 on the first swing
21 that hits.
and a 13 on the second.
13 misses, I'm afraid, as the first blow strikes, but the second one it deflects with its own sword. So how much damage did you do?
So 15 points of slashing damage to the one in front of me.
Okay.
And that's my turn. Action,
That's your
bonus action, movement.
Nirlos.
I am going to fire off 2 shots at. Oh, actually, before I do that,
Oh, wait. Shit, can I Horde Breaker? It's not my turn. Go ahead, Justin.
no, I'm.
All right.
I mean, it's up to Craig.
you can do it, seeing as Justin
Uh-huh.
hadn't done anything yet.
Yeah.
So
I was
God.
gonna. Yeah.
Okay, I'll swing at the one to the left of me.
okay.
Nope, that's a nat 1. The gods have punished me for my
Yeah.
sins.
Thanks, gods. Nirlos.
So I'm going to shout over to Strahd and say, "I understand that you aren't really in this fight, but what about your friend there? Fair game?
No.
Thought I'd ask." And then, like, as soon as I say "thought I'd ask," I'm just going to shoot 2 shots over at lefto there.
Okay.
That's his
Lefto.
canon name now.
Yeah, I got a 16 and a 25.
Both hit.
Fantabulous. That is, oh wow, 20 damage. Cool.
Okay.
Thanks, Nirlos. Very cool.
Very cool. And the second one.
Solid meme.
Oh no, it was 20 total.
Oh, 22. Oh, my mistake.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes, you fire off 2 shots that kind of smash into the skeletal figure. And
They were both 10. They were both 6s. Plus my plus.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I was like, oh. And that's all I can do.
Okay. So for them, let's see. First of all, the one with Hunter's Mark will begin by swinging at you again, Aramil. And that's a 19.
That hits.
Why did you
Okay.
take the dodge action?
Oh yeah.
I forgot that action existed.
So that's 10 points of slashing damage.
Yep, I'm down again. Justin, why can't you have good ideas when it's still my turn?
You know, I just expect everyone to
I'm
know about
pretty
all the
sure
actions.
someone died in the first campaign because they or it came close or something like that. So once again, as they drop down, their heads all snap down towards you, and let's see, stepping over Nirlos or Aramil, sorry, that one gets there.
And what's up with you guys tonight?
This one moves here, and then he'll dash and close next to you, Aramil. Sorry, Layson.
Oh, we're all with it now. Oh.
Everyone is Aramil or Nirlos tonight.
And then the final one moves quickly towards you, Nirlos. Got it that time. And that ends their turn. Godfrey.
Oof.
Yes, I would like to oof. Layson needs help. Craig, the one who's nearest to myself and next to Layson, are
Mhm.
they looking damaged at all?
Yes.
And
Their armor is fallen to bits around them. You can see pieces of their bone.
they're wearing like metal armor, right?
Yeah, it's kind of scraps of chainmail and pot
Well,
helmets, that sort of thing.
Then God save me, but I'm gonna dart out from behind my rock, grab the skeleton, and cast Shocking Grasp. And
Okay.
I have advantage because he's wearing metal armor.
Okay.
Alright.
I like it. It's
Uh,
brave.
First one is a 21, the next one I'll roll in case it's a 20, it's not, it's a 3. So 21 to hit.
Yeah, 21 hits.
That's 2d8 lightning damage. Not the best roll of my life, 7 damage.
Okay. So as lightning kind of arcs across your fingertips and passes, and you can see where the sinew and muscle that remains that kind of holds it together begins to blister and crack along it.
Whoops. I thought that would kill it, sorry.
No, it's
Hey, Layson.
still there.
Uh,
Hey.
All right. Well, I will end my turn there, I guess.
You'll end your turn there. Layson.
Oh man.
Yeah, same.
I'm going to cast Bane on the 3 remaining dudes.
Okay.
Because I can't attack, and it scares me.
Oh.
So it's a wisdom saving throw for each of them, right?
Charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw, okay.
In charge.
So the leftmost one gets a 21, the topmost one gets a 13, and the one opposite you gets a 17.
The middle one failed. The rest of them
Okay.
saved. And they are baned.
They are baned.
Is a dodge action something I can do?
Is Bane a bonus action?
Bane is a standard action.
All right, then no, dodging is an action.
It's
to
a full,
take.
okay. Right. In that case, I will just cower in fear.
Cower in fear.
Pass my turn.
Aramil, if you'd like to make a death saving throw for me.
Sure.
Waiting for the nat 1.
10. I can't remember if that's a success or not.
I believe it's a success.
I think 10 is a success.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a success. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Success.
Why does this always happen when Rolen is gone? Loren. Why did I say Rolen?
Okay, Neurlos.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna just put my bow, but drop my bow over, take out my sword and buckler, and I'm gonna hop down. Well, I guess I don't have to hop down, but it's cooler to hop down. I'm gonna hop down and slash this zombie near me
Okay.
because it's cooler. That would be a 16. Jeez,
16 hits.
cool. What the hell is this one? It's also 1d8. All of my things are 1d8. 9.
9 damage, is that? Sorry, or is it
Yes.
9? Yeah, 9 damage. Okay.
And then I suppose I will give unto him another strike.
Okay.
This time it is much higher. It's like 20 something.
Okay.
27.
20 something hits.
And this one is 7 damage.
Okay, 7 damage. So with 2 quick jabs, you stab into it and break apart what remains of its flesh, but it is still kind of screeching out towards you in this hellish cacophony.
Incredibly rude. Oh, well, pass the turn.
Okay. Let's see.
There we go.
Okay, the one next to you, Neurlos, is going to make an attack, and I will bane it as well. So, okay, so that's a 19 with bane.
19 with Bane?
Yes.
Jesus
that hits.
Christ.
Okay, from that, with you take 7 points of slashing damage,
No, that's fine.
and then its second attack, you take 18 points of slashing damage.
Wait, I don't have to re-roll?
I'm gonna have to hit.
Pardon?
Like, didn't you not roll to hit your second attack?
Sorry, that was me just rolling to hit. So I got 18 to hit.
Oh, yeah, okay. I have to go back to fucking...
And from that, you take, it's only 4 points of slashing damage as it strikes across you. And then the second one, alongside the horses, steps towards you and swings out. And the first attack is a 18.
that hits.
And that's 5 points of slashing damage.
They're doing like 4 and 5 to you. They must have high rolled the shit out of me. It took like
And
12.
the third attack is a 13, which I assume this is. And then, in response to you striking at Godfrey, the third one looks towards you and raises its sword and swings at you. The first attack to hit is a 15.
That hits.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, I didn't bane. Okay, that brings it down to an 11.
That does not hit.
And the second attack is, with Bane, a 14.
That does hit.
Can I cutting words it?
Okay.
Please do, because that's my AC.
It doesn't matter. What you roll
Okay.
in that
All
case.
right. So yeah, you got a 7. So yeah. So as the first attack rebounds off at Layson, you just babble out some strange words and
Ridiculous
it's
words.
distracted, and the attack goes wide.
Sweet.
And at the end of their turn, a voice calls out from further down the road that just says, "Enough. I have seen enough." And the skeletal figures lower their weapons. Godfrey, what would you like to do?
They're just skeletons, right?
Yes.
I
But they
would-
just lowered their weapons.
How
so-
visibly after swinging at me?
Yeah, after swinging at you, the kind of aggressive posture it has, it seems to be standing almost like at attention. The same posture as the ones in the woods.
Alright, I will just ready my action to, if it shows any aggression, I will grab it and shock and grasp again.
Okay.
And I'll
Lisa.
pass my turn from there.
I'm going to just yell out, "Get up! You're missing the fight!" And cast Healing Word at Aramil again.
Okay.
And I rolled 3 this time, so 7.
So-
God bless.
Okay. So Aramil picks himself up, and
Again.
yes, I will come out of combat now because it's essentially over. Give me a moment. I'll move us off the battle map as well. So, with Aramil standing back on his feet, the creatures on the road and off to the sides in the woods begin to dissipate and fall back and move off into the fog. Strahd stands alongside his carriage and looks towards all of you and says, "Well, I suppose you may do. But I have seen enough for now. I wish you well until our paths cross again, which I'm sure they will soon enough." And he begins to get back into his carriage, and the elven figure towards the front raises his hood and steps into the driver's seat, and they begin to head off further down the road.
I walk back to the group, covered in like dust and dirt and blood. Oh, I really hate that guy.
Me too, buddy. And I'll,
Thank you, listen. This is looking a little bad there for me for a second.
We're a team here. We can't lose anybody. We're only 6 people.
Yeah. Well, we better continue with our journey. There's no point trying to recover here. I'll press the decision like the dirt and the blood off Aramil.
Yeah, I'm feeling not the greatest, but good enough to drive the carriage back in. We can stay at the inn. We still have rooms there, to my knowledge.
Let's make haste. We gotta get out of these woods.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to be in these woods any longer than we have to, especially if it's starting to get darker now.
Yeah. So as you guys could opt to travel at a faster, if less wary speed, and hopefully arrive in Vallaki by the end of the night, if you would like, or not by the end of the night, by nightfall.
I
if
would
you'd like.
recommend doing that.
Yeah, I would opt to do that, to throw a little bit of caution to the wind just to get back sooner.
Okay. So you all climb back into the cart, and Animal, if you just want to make a animal handling check for me just to see how it goes.
Sure. That is, well, it's a 12.
A 12. It's good enough. You set a fairly steady pace, and the land quickly passes as you go across it. Everything seems to have taken on a deathly quiet as you guys move away. The wind doesn't seem to blow with the same speed as it once did. The leaves don't rustle, and everything has this silence hanging over it. Until, after several hours of uneventful, mostly travel, you arrive along, or Vallaki comes within sight. You can see the torchlight from within it as you approach. What would you guys like to do as you begin to get closer?
I'd like to take the shipment to the inn and honestly recover before we do too much else. You know, I'm in no mood to go see the Baron tonight. We can do that tomorrow. Unless anyone else has any business they'd like to do, and we can do that first.
Well, so you guys aren't in Vallaki yet. You're approaching it.
Is the gate open?
Oh, okay.
The gate is closed.
My
as
apologies.
you guys
Okay,
get
well,
closer.
Oh no.
I'll wave to the gate. Hello up there.
There's no response.
Of course not.
Oh my god.
We missed it.
No. He said good enough. Why, God? Why would you say good enough if it wasn't good enough? Ah, God. I guess, what do we... I mean, I
Well-
guess we're going to have to put the cart over by the gate, and we'll just have to...
Well, as you guys are approaching, you hear, or you see a lantern light approaching along the roads, and a figure comes towards the gates, and it says, "Hello? Who's out there?"
It's the group that left for the Wizard of the Wine a few days ago.
Well, you know the rules. You don't get in after nightfall.
We have wine.
Wine.
Yeah.
Hang
We're
on a
here on
moment.
Oh, well, that's all we needed.
You
I'll
see
get anything else.
This
The
figure
friggin' drunks.
shuffle off to the side, and the gate quickly raises for you to enter.
I lean back to Layson as I bring the cart in. You know, you really know how to get to people.
I know the ways to their stomachs.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you-
no, I bring the cart in.
Okay, so you bring it in, and as you pass, you can see there's a guard with a pike leaning against his shoulder. And he says, "Give us a drop."
I can guarantee you this will be the best wine I have ever tasted. And I'll cast Prestidigitation on it to make it taste very
Right,
good.
so with a small little canteen at his side, he kind of dips into one of the barrels and fills up, and he takes a deep gulp before he essentially just keeps drinking and drinking and drinking until he downs the entire cup and says, "Whew." And he just kind of closes his eyes and steps back. Seems to almost feeling some form of a bliss at the taste of
Good
that.
God, man, you still have to finish your shift out here.
Aye. On you go. And he kind of shuffles you off to the side and closes the gate behind you. You guys head further into Vallaki. So where is it you'd like to go now? To the Blue Water Inn?
Yes.
Drop the
I think
shipment
so.
off.
Okay. So you guys park the car, I assume outside, is it? There is a stables to the Blue Water Inn.
I'd like to barrel straight through the door.
Yeah.
So you take one of the barrels and you throw it through the door.
Yeah, well, I'll leave it near the stable. I won't go through the trouble of, like, taking it in the stable and all that. I assume they'll do whatever with the shipment. I'll just put it by the stable.
Okay. So you guys ditch the cart and are you heading inside?
Well,
Yep.
I'll stay with the cart.
Okay.
Okay. Just until someone comes out. Hey, you know, these people apparently like wine a lot. Enough to break
that-
the rules of the city.
That is true, actually. That's a fair point. We probably... Okay, good idea, Nearlos.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna stay by the cart.
Okay. And the rest of you are heading inside, yeah?
Yep.
So as you guys enter, the familiar warmth of the inn comes over you. You can see there's not very many patrons in at the moment. You can see Rictavio off to one table, reading through his journal, and Irina off to one side, reading through what looks to be a small book that she's looking through. And you can see Danica, the barmaid, behind the bar as you enter, and she kind of looks up as you do and says, "Oh, you're back. How did you get on? Did you have the wine?"
We
had
do.
We had to bribe with a little bit of wine to get in, but we got the full shipment, yeah.
Oh, bless us. Thank you. Thank you. And she kind of calls back, "Arwen, the wine's in." And you can hear kind of voice call out, "Okay," and heavy kind of bashing of pans and pots in the kitchen off to one side before he kind of pushes through the door, gives you all a wave, and heads outside towards what would be Niralos at the stables. So essentially Niralos, Erwin kind of says hello. He starts to unload the wine and things like that. He kind of takes charge of it if you'd want to head inside.
Yeah,
as
I would
well.
just head back in.
Okay, so yeah, you're all gathered within the inn, and Danica says, "How about one on the house then for getting it to us?" And she fills up 4 large cups for you of what will be the Red Dragon Crush, the fine wine, and places it before all of you.
Can I buy a 5th one?
Aye, sure, it's 5 silver.
Okay, I buy a 5th one.
Okay, she fills up a 5th cup.
Okay. And then, I mean, I'll just let you guys do, I don't know what you guys are going to do. I was going to go check on Irina.
I was gonna sit here and drink.
Yeah, no, do whatever. I walk away and I go over to where Irina's table is.
Okay, so that's Animal's heading over to Irina. What would the rest of you like to do? Just for my reference.
Sit and drink.
The rest of you are all just kind of sitting at a table, having a
Godfrey and I have
Pondering the scum that is Strahd.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you approach Irina's table, she looks up and folds a corner of the book she's reading and places it on the table and says, "Hello."
I'll gesture to the seat. May I?
Yes, certainly.
Okay. I sit down. I'll set the glass or the tankard over by her. I'll take a deep draft after my yet again another close and death encounter with Strahd.
Okay. She kind of picks up and takes a small sip from it and she says, "You're looking a little worse for wear."
We saw Strahd on the main road again, coming back from the winery.
Oh. Did you see Ismark at all?
I'm afraid not. That's actually one of the reasons I wanted to come over here, is do you know, would Strahd have taken Ismark probably to the castle, or would there maybe have been anywhere else he could have taken him?
I don't know. To the castle, I guess. It's the only place I know he lives. If he's still alive.
I'm sure he is. Strahd, well, he loves to play games with all of us. I think Ismark's just another pawn that he's using. He played all of us today just again, so we'll get him back.
Okay. She doesn't seem to believe you when you say that.
I don't mean to take you from your reading and or to bring bad news. I just wanted to check in, make sure you were adjusting well here.
I suppose so, yes. Vasily has been just lovely, but he's been gone the past day.
Oh, really? Did he say where?
Just that he had business, but he left me this book to read, at least, to pass the time, and he told me to think of him when I read it. It's a bit of
What's
a
that?
romance. Yeah, looking at the book, the book is called Of Passion and Hunger.
Oh my.
Oh, whoa.
Jeez. That
Yeah.
sounds like a vampire romance book.
Yeah, it really does. Okay. Well, like I said, I don't mean to take you away from your reading. I just wanted to, like I said, make sure you were adjusting well. I feel somewhat responsible having been part of the reason that you had to come here.
That's quite all right. I appreciate knowing that you're all still looking out for me. And thank you for the wine as well.
And then I'll go ahead. Well, have a good evening. And I'll stand up and return to the group.
Okay.
Sit down. Irina's still doing fine. Seems her and Vasily have really hit it off. I don't know how you...
Chance, eh?
Not really what I was going for. More just, I feel responsible for the people we've come across at this point. Sort of feel like we've, in a way, we're kind of the only people that these people really... I guess I just feel a little bit responsible for some of these people, given that we've had a huge part in uprooting their lives to a certain degree. And it's not like Strahd is going to take responsibility for it, so somebody should.
Can understand that. I'm tired.
I am too.
At this kind of break in the conversation, you see Rictavio make his way over to your table, and he says, "May I join you this evening?"
By all means, friend.
Yeah, please.
Go for it.
Thank you. I heard you headed off to the winery. How did you fare?
It's a lot more battle than we expected. We were going to see what was wrong, and there was druids and wood creatures, and we saw Strahd. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, not the good kind of druids either.
No. You saw Strahd, you say?
Yep.
Yeah, he seems to pop up whenever he feels like it.
Yeah.
Yes. The people at the winery, what did you think of them?
Interesting folk. Why? What do you think of them?
Well, I think there's more to them than meets the eye.
What do you
Oh,
mean
really?
by that?
He kind of clears his throat and says, I think we should have a little chat in my room.
Do you really think we're not alone? I look at Irina and Danica, and I'm like,
This is best seen with your eyes only.
Fair
All
enough. Let's
I stand up.
yeah, let's go to his room.
You may wish to take your drinks with you. And he kind of steps off and up the stairs and leads you towards what is a small guest room. It's quite cramped inside. It just contains a bed heaped with wolf furs, and there's a footlocker, a tall wardrobe, and a writing desk with matching chair alongside it. An oil lamp rests atop the desk and near a journal bound in a red leather jacket. But as you all kind of pile in through him, he says, yes, sit down, make yourselves comfortable. You may wish to be sitting.
I
I
will
don't
say
think too much could shock me at this point, but okay.
yeah. I'd like to sit. Obviously, it's a cramped room. If possible, I'd like to sit near the door just to make sure no funny business outside.
Business, okay.
I will sit directly on.
I don't want Danica, eavesdropping on our conversation. You feel me, Craig?
Yeah. I feel you. All right.
I feel you, man.
Okay. So as you all kind of gather in, Rictavo seems to take a deep breath before he says, I apologize for the deception. One can never be quite sure with the people who live here. However, and he reaches up and removes the large plumed hat on his head, and as he does so,
Oh my god, it's Strahd.
his entire appearance changes. The bright, colorful outfit is gone, replaced by a long jacket of dark leather, the collar raised. A frilled cravat hangs down from his throat, where the smooth and elegant features of a half-elf were before. The face of an older man appears. The face is heavily lined and sharply angled. His hair is white and thinning, but sharply combed back to a point above his head, and resting on his pointed nose are a pair of round-rimmed spectacles. The lens is dark and covering his eyes. And he says, my real name is Rudolph van Richten. And I'm a vampire hunter.
Huh.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Well,
Where are you from? I assume not here.
No. I'm from a land called Darken.
so you were a vampire hunter before you came here.
Yes. I came here seeking Strahd.
Wait, you
Ah.
deliberately came here?
You might be the only one ever to do that.
How?
The Vistani. There is more to them than meets the eye.
Well,
Some of them have the power to travel to and from Barovia. But you can't leave with them. But you can surely enter with them.
That's convenient.
Afraid I'm trapped here as much as the rest of you, but my life has been long, and I know I'm reaching the end of my road. I feel this is a suitable task to see out my life with.
what race is he, Craig, again?
He's a human man.
Oh, how old does he look? Does he look like?
Yeah, he looks to be in his mid-60s.
Okay.
If you don't mind me asking, was it pride that brought you to take down Strahd, or was it tasked to you specifically?
Not pride or a quest assigned to me, if that's how you would put it. Strahd is the worst of the vampires. Of all the ones that I've heard of and hunted over the years, his is the soul I wish to snuff out the most.
Forgive me, I like to normally see a little bit of a resume of sorts. How many vampires have you defeated? Do you know what you're doing? Because it seems like a curious place.
Strahd's alive.
Yes, I've... How many has it been? 20? 30 maybe?
Wow.
Over the course of about 40 years or so.
Huh. And how did you travel here? From Darken, was it?
Yes, that's the land where I'm from. The Vistani travel to different worlds, bringing back trinkets and other folk from time to time. I sought them out and, well, through a bit of deception, I managed to get them to bring me here.
So, they bring folk here. I
Yes.
think we might have a bit of discussing to do with the Vastani.
Bear in mind that I do wish to say not all of them are like that. There are good souls within them. The difficult thing is telling which from which.
Godfrey, do you think that Madame Eva brought us here, maybe? After all, she is the one that seems to be the most interested in us going after
Well,
Strahd.
she knew who we all were. Certainly be a rather damning sign.
And it's not to point fingers, but she seemed to point us at your direction. You seem to be a man dressed in a long coat and high collar and hat.
She told you to seek me out?
It was in our reading, so to speak. One of the 5 things we were supposed to seek out.
Me?
She called you a powerful force.
I don't know about that.
Well, I will say, she hasn't been wrong so far, so you may even surprise yourself yet.
I think that might have been referring to someone else. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think that was to do with the Wizard of Wines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
then maybe it's a coincidence and you are just an ally that we can perhaps count on. But if you don't mind me asking, can you teach us or tell us a little bit about how to beat Strahd? I mean, did you come up against Strahd and he nearly killed you? What happened with you and Strahd?
We have crossed paths before. He knows of my existence, and I believe he may have even learned that I have come to Barovia to hunt him down. But I don't think he knows I'm here, specifically in this inn yet, hence the colorful disguise.
Have you ever had your Taroker cards read by the Vastani?
No.
You probably should. It's pretty interesting.
I don't trust them.
Yeah, I'm starting to not trust them exactly myself either.
Yeah. The problem is when you can't really trust anyone, even people that you can only sort of trust start to get a little bit more appealing by default. Even if we can only trust the Vistani a little bit, at the moment, they're one of the few people that seem to be trying to help, sort of.
Exactly. So why the plays? Just part of the disguise, or?
I'm afraid so, yes. They're, I guess, a sacrifice I have to make. I'm not one for the attention of the crowds.
Layson looks very upset.
Yes, I am sorry to have done that, you, Layson. You are a kind soul, and perhaps if you do ever leave this place, you can entertain the world, but I can't offer any advice for that.
How long have you been here?
4 months.
Oh, not too long then.
No,
Yeah, I thought
It seems like it would be an eternity in this place.
no.
Have you made any progress?
Well, the first thing I was trying to do was learn more about the Keepers of the Feather, and I believe you may have had an encounter with them at the winery. They run it. They're a society of were-ravens.
What do you know about the were-ravens?
That they oppose Strahd. I've been trying to reach out to them, but I'm being careful not to expose them to our mutual enemy.
So, I don't necessarily want to make an insight check. You can make me if you want me to. Do I seem to think that he's not just...
Having us on?
Yeah, do I get the feeling that this is someone I would trust?
Make an insight check.
Sure. 9.
9. It's hard to know exactly. The disguise and things like that have thrown you off.
Also, to say, we did meet the people you're wondering about. They were certainly interesting. Why were you so interested in them?
Well, we have a mutual goal.
Do you... Besides the fact that there's a mutual goal, is that it? You're just looking for allies? Or is there something more?
That's about it for the time being, but I have reason to believe that Strahd sometimes hibernates for years. I was hoping to wait it out, but I'm getting on in life. I was hoping to strike him when he was asleep, but I don't think that's going to happen.
How would you even strike him? We've hit him.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything. The castle lights up, some sort of protection enchantment.
Yeah, it's like the castle takes damage instead of him.
Yeah,
castle.
He seems to be invincible outside of the. Well, I don't know if maybe he's invincible inside the castle, but
Yeah, he might be stronger in the castle for all we know.
we have literally struck him with arrows, and the castle lights up, and it's like you never fired anything at him.
Yep.
Well, that's good to know, at least. Maybe, well, I guess that plan won't work after all.
My other concern is, too, his castle's like a mini fortress from what I've gathered. Just no one really ever... From what we've been told, there was commoners that went to the castle, and they never made it past the front gates. So I imagine getting inside, even if he was hibernating, wouldn't be easy.
No. From what I've heard, is a foul place, filled with more than just that devilish soul.
I actually have a question for you, seeing that you've maybe, given your sort of low profile, maybe you've heard something that we haven't. You'll have noticed downstairs, obviously, Irina is here. You maybe heard anything about her brother? Anything about Strahd and him?
What's her brother's name? I haven't spoken to the woman.
Ismark.
I have not heard of him, I'm afraid to say.
What about, just throwing it out there, we just went to the Wizard of Wines, but is there an actual person behind the Wizard of Wines? Have you heard anything about that?
Well, the stories say of an enchanter, but hundreds of years ago. I don't believe the one responsible for that is still around.
Are there really no tradesmen in this entire godforsaken country?
No, it is one of the hardest things about living here, apart from the dreadful food and, well, the wine is strong, but that's about it. You'll have to make do with what you can scavenge and make yourselves, I guess.
How did you hear about Strahd to come here?
Well, I've hunted many vampires, and some have spoken of him. Whether his reach extends beyond this place, I don't know, but they always spoke with fear of him.
I mean, the fog and the whole place. What is this place? It doesn't
I
seem
don't
like
know.
a normal place.
No. If Strahd was a vampire, or sorry, Strahd is a vampire, but that does not explain the powers of the land that he seems to control or manipulate. There is more than a vampire count at work here. As for what, I can't say.
So we can pretty much confirm then that Strahd has some sort of magical ability that goes beyond just being a vampire then, for certain. I mean, we've seen the stuff he can do. I mean, even the stuff he did to us today, that's not just, you don't get that just for being bit by a vampire.
I don't think I would know. I haven't hunted any of those down.
Well, I haven't either. I'm just speculating. I mean, I can't imagine that getting bit by a vampire means you get to just raise armies of the dead and control the land and fog.
Yeah, I can confirm it does not.
I'm not huge up on the story of vampires all that much from where I'm from. How do you attack? I'll call it regular vampires. Maybe not as strong as Strahd. Maybe there's some weakness there.
A stake through the heart, running water, sunlight.
Running water?
Yes. A
Sunlight.
river. Yes, but we're without that in Barovia.
We already told him about the were ravens. We have a way to make sunlight artificially that we know would be effective against Strahd. One question is
Some such?
sort of. My only thing is I'm not really sure how to use the light most effectively against him. How would you do it?
Just pointed at him.
It's also worth saying that thing paralyzes vampires, but you know.
Yeah. So both, but what does light do to Strahd?
It will burn him, but the main thing is it stops a vampire's regeneration. Their skin reforms and wounds that they've taken heal. But if they are exposed to sunlight, then that cannot happen.
By the holy light.
Quite right.
Well,
What's your next plan
That's-
of action?
Yeah, I was about to say, what's your next move?
I don't know. This invincibility, whatever you want to call it, has thrown a spanner into the works. I'm not sure what to do next. I'm at a loss.
we are a little bit too. We're sort of the Baron requested our help. We've sort of been trying to help where possible, and apparently the Baron needs help with some. No, he didn't really say, but
The Baron is a foul man, but I don't know. The town is mostly safe, at least. Strahd ignores the people here.
my concern is the Baron might be a foul man, but the people who live here might not be. And if he has a problem that he needs dealt with, even because of his own incompetence, it's not right to let these people suffer because of it.
No, I suppose not. It may be worth your time to speak with him. But as for further reaching plans, what you have to go on.
This is all you, Godfrey.
Well, we have some more hints from Matt and Maver, and the one with the Raven kind certainly paid off. So we've also been invited to tea with Vasily von Holtz. You had any experiences with him?
Vasily. He's a strange soul. Comes and goes from the town. I haven't spoken to him at great length, but some of the people seem to like him. But I can be distrustful by nature.
I will say, I just talked to Irina, who has been quite friendly with Vasily. Vasily is out on business right now, apparently. So that avenue is temporarily closed at the moment.
Well,
If we're trying to go directly after Strahd, I think, like Godfrey said, all we can do is try and find a lead from something Madame Eva gave us, but they're very vague. They're riddles at best, word salad at worst. I don't really have much idea of where to start with them.
well, riddles I quite like. Perhaps I could hear them.
Yeah, I mean, it's for the sake of brevity, Craig, I could just read out what you wrote, but I read them to him.
You read the readings and what you saw and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and the wizard's tower on the lake and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. At the mention of, hold on, I need to just double check.
Yeah, there's a few things.
Your greatest ally will be a wizard. His mind is broken, but his spells are strong. I believe you asked me of that when you first arrived, when I was Rictavio on the streets. Did you not, Layson or Godfrey?
I
You
did.
were asking about the Mad Mage. Well, I was reluctant to give up too much information, but I think I might have an idea. North of the lake, deep within the woods, they say, or at least I've heard people mention it, that a mad mage stalks those woods. But any attempts I've had to track him down, I've never found him. And the people who maybe have had encounters with him have never returned. I believe his mind is truly lost. However, there may be a way, or at least there's a village with a sanatorium within Barovia called Kresk. It's far off to the west. Perhaps if this mage truly is mad, a hint about how to free him from that madness, or something you can find there. Perhaps he checked himself in, though I can't believe that.
If he is the wizard that we're looking for, anything that we can do to snap him out of whatever stupor he's in, well,
Yeah, even if we can find a way to just communicate with them, even if we maybe can't fully break the spell, we might just, even a way to be able to communicate with them might be enough.
I believe he is quite mad. You may struggle to get any words in between the spells he will fling at you, but you're welcome to try.
I mean, I'm always up for flinging spells at each other, but
We could.
seems like we have to. We might find something of value where he is anyway.
Yeah. If he's hiding in the woods, we can find him, and we'll see what the city holds as well for information.
Very well, but just be warned that the village of Kresk is, well, they don't like outsiders there. You will have a hard time getting in unless you can prove yourselves to be in line with their way of thinking, I guess, without being a spy of Strahd or some such. They're very distrustful. I tried to enter with my wagon and cart, but I would have nothing of it. Nonetheless, I think we have talked at great length, and the hour grows late, and I appreciate your candidness with me, and I wish you the best of luck, but I think I'd better turn in for the evening.
I agree.
Yeah, and, keep us posted if you hear anything else.
I certainly will, and should you need help, I'm more than willing to give it if you need me. You will find me within the inn here from time to time, or perhaps by my wagon at the stockyard. But one more point I should warn you about. Within my wagon is a tiger, so...
Yeah, that's
Why do
good
you
to-
have that?
Just a bit of assistance for... It's been a while since I've swung a sword.
Oh.
So.
All right. Well, is he
So
friendly?
battle.
the tiger is just loci for him.
Yes, Claudia is quite friendly to those I trust. So
Just so is Lokai, sort of.
Eh.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Anyway, we should turn in. I'm sure we'll talk again.
best of luck to you all. And he kind of smiles at you all as soon as you all make your way out. And what would you like to do now?
You all would make horrible sheriffs as well as horrible criminals. Could have waited a little bit longer before just letting them know what we knew. It turned out to be fine. Hopefully.
And who exactly would you turn to for help, Nerolves?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that we could have told him partial truths.
So you wanted-
How would that have helped?
We would have held the bargain, or not bargain. We would have maintained the trust of the Wine family, and we could have just said that they were crow people around the area.
He already knew about them, though.
He already knew.
He knew where
didn't
they were.
know for sure.
He knew
He named
He-
what they are and where they are.
He specifically said the people at the winery are were ravens, and he knew more about them than we did.
Yeah,
we
he
didn't
did.
know what they were called. We just knew that they were. I'm just saying,
He asked us for confirmation.
you got to take some risks, and you got to be willing to trust people sometimes.
Just like I'm trusting all of you. You got to take
That's
risks.
true. We all did take a pretty big risk trusting each other when our only common alignment was falling out of the same spot in the sky.
I mean, it's
I feel like
coincidences seem to be
all
worth a
honest.
lot here.
Yeah.
Bonding experience.
Shared hardships. Fall damage. All right. I'm going to go to bed. It's been a rough day for me.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So you all kind of head off to bed. Is there anything any of you would like to do before you bed down for the evening?
Nope.
Not me.
Nope. Okay. You all head off to bed and fall asleep. Some of your minds run quickly with the revelations of the day, the Keepers of the Feather, and the encounter with Strahd, and then your dear friend Rictavio turned out to be a vampire hunter. But as you all head off to sleep, that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Sweet.
Hey.
How about that?
Nice.
So yeah,
Strahd.
that was it.
I hate Rectavio's new character. I hate him.
No, I hate Strahd.
You don't like Rudolph Van Richten?
I love Rudolph, but I hate him now that he's not Rectavio.
Oh, okay. I'll see what I can do for you, John.
John's just upset
Heartbroken.
that he said he didn't like his plays.
Yeah, it's awful. I hate it.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Alright, thank you guys for watching anyway, and we will see you next week. Take care.
Bye.